guys, and welcome to my channel, Keeley Talks. I hope you're all doing well. So I had to come live right now. We had to talk about the horrendous lies of Amber Heard, because she has been on a bit of a rampage with this interview. So I needed to do a stream about it. I needed to voice my inner rants and get that out. We might be joined later by another guest. We will wait and see if that happens. But before then, we're just going to crack on and we're just going to go over it. So for anyone who has been totally blind to social media, Amber Heard has done an interview with Today. And they've been posting it out in snippets. Apparently there's still more to come, and there's an even fuller interview to come on Friday. But we've got the interview here, and we're gonna put it up, and we're gonna have a little talk about it, guys. See what we feel here. Let me just get my screen up. Okay. Oh, I kind of not hear it. Okay, here we go.
With me now, has it sunk in? How could it? Surreal and difficult, in part, yes.
Hey, Eco and Snow
this
Queen.
Has been a long time coming.
Do you stand by your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony.
This bit, first of all, she'll stand by her word to her dying day. Girl, you've been found of defamation. And for you to keep spouting this, like, you're going to see your butt back in court, basically. Hello, Jenna, and hey, Sean B. You guys, please let me know if I start to glitch. I do have a new setup. I have a whole new mic and laptop going on here, so just let me know here if I start to glitch at all. But here she's saying she's gonna stand by her word to her dying day. Like, me as a survivor, she personally, I felt like really triggered and really hurt. Even just listening to this morning, it just put a big massive hole into my stomach. Let me just quickly say hello to Eco and Snow Queen and Jenny and Sean B and Anne. Didn't she just want to move on? That's what she spouted. Even in the court, she was saying, I just want to move on. I just want Johnny to move on. I want to just live my life with my daughter. Yet here she is doing interviews. You don't see Johnny Depp doing interviews, do you, right now, about this trial?
The real-life drama of the defamation case between Amber Heard and her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, captivated millions of people around the world.
Hey, cement shoes.
Johnny, you hit me.
This is so cringe.
With clips spreading across social media like wildfire.
I think vast majority of this trial was played out on social media. I think that this trial is an example of that gone haywire, gone amok, and the jury is not immune to that.
You think the jury saw it?
How could they not?
Really?
I think even the most well-intentioned juror, it would have been impossible to avoid this.
So basically, she's accusing the jurors of going against their oath, of not looking on social media, or not checking the internet. She's still spouting this. And it is disgraceful to the legal system in her own country. I'm sorry about my phone. 1 second, guys. One second, my loves. Trying to send my guest a link, and it is playing up. So let me just get that to them. One second, my loves. Okay, so Anne says she is a lying scumbag, hasn't had a hand laid on her. She makes me sick. She makes me sick as well. Oh, here's my guest. Oh, it's loading. My computer. I don't know if my computer's being slow. But we are loading in here with our guest, and while they're loading in, we've got Cementches. Hello, Cementches. Eco says, so she's not blaming the jury, but she's totally blaming the jury. Double speak anyone. Exactly. Like in one breath, she's like, they have obviously seen this, but I don't blame them. Like, so she's either like she's blaming the jury and she's blaming the courts as well, because it was televised. Now, what isn't being pushed out there in the true facts of the narrative, even though a lot of the JD community already know this, is the fact that it was the judge of the court who wanted Judge Karate, I can't pronounce her surname. Judge Penny wanted the cameras in the court to release the tensions with the court because it was such a high-profile case. My lovely guest, if you can hear me, you're loading, but you ain't loading up. It's going around in a circle. If you close everything out and come back in, it might work for you. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's being silly. Well, I'm glad she could hear me. Anyone else catch when she admitted to not knowing the difference between right and wrong? Nothing in the context in which she uses it, but still. Yeah, we haven't got to that bit yet, Snow Queen. We will get to that part in a minute. We're just waiting on my guests coming in here, but let's carry on with this as well.
People online and crowds outside the courthouse made it clear where they stood.
Every single day I passed for 3, 4, sometimes 6 blocks, city blocks lined with people holding signs saying, burn the witch, death to Amber. After 3.5 weeks, I took the stand and saw just a courtroom packed full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans.
Really? So now she's really saying that everyone who came to the court are just people who were fans of Captain Jack Sparrow. Obviously, Captain Jack Sparrow is an awesome character that Johnny Depp played and is part of Johnny Depp's legacy. But the majority of people there were there to see the truth, okay? And they were there because they were being triggered by her. There was a lot of survivors who went, and there was a lot of people who were like from LawTube who were covering it. They weren't there to get a glimpse of Jack Sparrow. Now, I know, hey hen, Captain Jack Sparrow fans, exactly. And this thing with the 6 blocks, like they've shown us the clips outside the court. Unless people miss that, I did not see any of them signs from the clips I seen from outside the court. I weren't there, so I can't talk for a fact. But all that seemed to be there was people supporting Johnny and saying that. Oh, here we go. 1 second. Oh, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. All right. Let me turn this other one off. I was on my phone trying to come in. For whatever reason, it would not let me come in. So now I'm on my tablet. And so, hi.
Hi. It's lovely to have you.
Oh, I've missed y'all. Can you see me at all? I can
see you. Your lighting is a bit dark, but it's fine. I can hear you fine.
Well, I was in my room and it wasn't picking up in there. So, hi, everybody. Hi. So I came out here because I'm closer to my router, but it's rather dark in here. I'll try to get some light on me so you can see my lovely face.
Your beautiful face.
Hi, there you are.
As well. Yes. Okay.
Whoop, went back in the dark.
Oh, we
Jesus.
There's Gabby as well.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So,
Everyone's
y'all,
missed you.
I have missed y'all, and it has been an interesting time. Well, crap, there's nowhere. It's either sitting. We're going to try to go inside, so y'all just hang tight. Go this way. But yeah, it's been very interesting over the past several months between health issues and then the basement flooding and everything got destroyed. I mean, I had nothing, and I just went and bought me a cheap pair of headphones. Sorry, y'all know I smoke, but I don't smoke in my house.
Totally
But I just went and bought me a cheap pair of headphones because I had to respond to this ridiculous video interview this woman is doing.
I know.
I just couldn't take it.
I've not done a video, so that's why we're going over it now. I can actually share my screen now, so we can watch it and pause and talk about it.
Yes.
Pamster as well.
Hi, Pamster. Oh, so good to see you.
Pen says we missed you, you Southern Belle.
I missed you too. I've missed all of you. I've tried to sneak in and just watch, because everybody was doing such important work. I don't want to distract anybody, so I wouldn't comment or anything. So I've been around. I just figured it was best to stay quiet because I had to be away for so long, and I didn't think it was fair for me to get any attention at this point. But when I seen the video yesterday, I was ready to just rip my hair out, and then seeing it again today, it's just like
the full version today.
You crazy woman! But I expected it. I knew once Ben and Camille did their interviews, I figured it's a matter of time because it plays into what Dr. Curry testified about.
Yeah. And she couldn't cope with the love he got on TikTok. I don't know if you have TikTok. I've got TikTok. But his video that he put on TikTok, and he got so many. He got 1 million followers in 15 minutes or something mad like that. Yeah. He's the fastest person to reach 1 million followers.
And doesn't he have 10 million now? Something like that, 10, 12 million followers. It's crazy.
Let me have a look. I
don't know how. I left my phone outside. I've got TikTok on my phone, but I don't have it on this tablet, and I'm afraid to touch anything. I might disappear. Thank you. And this trial has been. I found myself having to just step away several times because I was so angry and so triggered by the things not only her, but even her witnesses. I just was, it was ridiculous, put it mildly. I know
Johnny
I'm moving
Depp's
around, y'all. I don't stand through anything.
Johnny Depp's got 14 million followers
14
on
million,
TikTok.
wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen his new video with Jeff Beck?
Yes. Tanya said it got deleted. It's not got deleted, Tanya. It's still there. It's still there. It's still up. I can't share it just because it'll get copyrighted on the music, but it's definitely still there.
Yeah, I haven't been on there today. I don't go on there, but just to check, see if he's put anything new on. That's the only reason I ever even opened my TikTok.
It's got 39 million views. Gina posted that she saw it out and it had been deleted. She must have sorted it out because it's back there, and that could have been Amber's bot armor trying to report it for some reason, because that girl does have bots, I tell you.
Well,
she definitely has bots.
I saw a video this morning, Nerd Report. Lewis from Popcorn Planet.
Oh yeah.
He was saying something about that, a bunch of her followers are really at trying to take YouTubers down that's talking about this. So they're back up to their old tricks, the mass flagging, and then the thing is if you believe that woman was truthful and that she was wronged, so you're trying to
a different way.
stop it?
You've been off Twitter, Tammy, but when I know you might have been on it now and again, but so I don't know if you've seen this. I've got to be careful how I say it. But just after the verdict was read, about a day after, Amber Heard fans started this new hashtag telling people to HARM themselves in support of Amber.
I saw some stuff about that. I didn't see any of the actual tweets or anything, but I saw some people talking about that.
The images are stuck in my mind because people were actually doing it, and it was really gruesome. And I don't know if some of these pictures were just off Google, but people were.
Didn't she? Now I don't know if this was rumor, but didn't she tweet and then quickly delete something
that was fake.
To the effect of "I'm so humble"? Oh, okay, all right. I knew I'd seen something about. Well, I hadn't really been on Twitter except to maybe just tweet a video or tweet. I think I tweeted some reinstate Adam Waldman, and I don't really scroll through it because I have an addictive personality. And for those of you that have that, you know what it's like. And when I finally came off Twitter before, I was spending like 4 hours a day just scrolling through Twitter, and I was like, no. And so I'm very careful. I get on there and immediately get right back off. So
it can be very toxic.
It can.
Place.
It can.
I
was on there long enough to find out that Eve Barlow has blocked me.
She's not blocked me yet. She must like me.
She's blocked me. I must have said something that hurt her feelings. Oh.
She's not blocked me yet. Okay, let me put this video back on. Let's see where we are with this. I'm not got the screen up.
Yes.
Where are we?
Yes.
Where are we?
Who were vocal, energized.
Can you put into words how that felt?
This was the most humiliating and horrible thing I've ever been through. I have never felt more removed from my own humanity.
She's such a bad actress.
Less than human.
Let's go back to the
Did you hear that way she put on the dead gentle voice? I felt less than human.
Well, and just saying this is the most humiliating thing she's ever been through. I would think, now this is just me, I might be wrong, but I would think the things that she claims she went through would be the most humiliating and horrific thing that she's ever been through in her life.
Yeah, rather than the comeback, you'd think what apparently Johnny put her through would have been the thing that hurt her the most.
Exactly.
Because if that was like I've been through court and everything through my ex-partner who was violent with me, and for me it was just a relief for it to be done. Like I'm talking about it now because it's a healing stage, but I've had people on Twitter, Amber fans, coming at me telling me they don't believe me, but that don't make me feel less than human because I know the truth at the end of the day. He was the one who belittled me and made me feel less than human. I don't care what anyone else has got to say.
Yeah.
Let's.
I know. Oh, she's so disgusting. And that, I just, so, I mean, I have seen kindergarten plays with actors better than her. I'm sorry.
She's terrible.
Yeah.
Verdict. Were you feeling confident?
You see the mask break here a little bit.
That's a great question. I wish I could say yes to that. I want to say yes to you, but it wouldn't be true. Even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't tell me, look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation.
Do you find that Miss...
I could quickly look her in the eye and say yes. Excuse me.
There's a lot of people who came into watching the trial who had no research, who did not know all the evidence. There's a lot of evidence that wasn't portrayed in the trial, such as the Australian tapes for one, where she says, I didn't mean to do it when she took off his finger. And on social media, the way she acted in the court, that's people reacting to her, because majority of the people who have been following this up until now are survivors. Myself, yourself, and a lot of others, and they can see past it. Sorry, Tammy, go on. I'm in a rant mood.
Well, no, you're exactly right. And the thing is, for 6 years, for real, she has. For 6 years, she had the run of social media, destroying and piece by piece taking down Johnny's reputation and having millions of people who never even went as far as to watch, say, incredibly averages videos with the tapes, had them believing that he really was this monster. So for her to sit there and say that social media, it didn't play out fair, yes, it most certainly did, because the thing is we got to see that trial. We got to hear all of the testimony, and just about everybody has some form of social media now. And when they seen that she was nothing but a liar, and they seen how disgusting she is and what she's done, when people started thinking about the things that she's really done to this man, they went on social media and they made their voices heard. So for me, it's been totally fair. It's not been fair enough.
I know it's not, and she's had the run of mainstream media, like you said, for 6 years, blackening Johnny Depp's name. He lost his career, he lost his reputation. His children lost their reputation of their father as well, like in school and everything. They were getting bullied, and now she's crying because people seen her for what she is, and it's not fair. Girl, grow up, right? Like she told Johnny to grow up. She needs to grow up and face the repercussions of her BS, in my eyes.
Exactly. Well, she says in that one tape, go ahead, Johnny, tell the world, tell a judge, tell a jury, see who believes you. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people had heard it and believed him, but the world had not seen it yet. And when the world seen it, guess who believed him? Everybody, including the jury. So
including the jury.
She is not capable of being honest. I just don't think there's an honest bone in that woman's body. It's just disgusting.
Anne Brown says all of this right here. Real survivors know real survivors, and we also know an effing abuser when we see and hear one too. We do.
Exactly. And
so go on.
It just, well, like I said a while ago, I knew this was coming because I knew there was no way they were going to let Elaine come back out. I don't think Rottenborn wants anything to do with it. I believe he's like, piss on it. I've done my job. Give me my money, So it was going to be her or Elaine, and there was no way Elaine was going to come and do an interview. And she's got to make some money because, according to Elaine, she's broke. So I knew she was going to do this. I knew she was going to pull this. I was waiting to see what kind of act she'd put on. And I saw somewhere this morning where they said someone had told her that she's got to stop playing the victim because people aren't buying it. Well, the reason people aren't buying that she's a victim is because she's not a victim. She is the abuser, not the victim. Exactly. And I don't think that's registered in her mind.
And
do you think she believes this?
I think she
believes this.
I think she's made this alive in her own mind. But you know what, right? Whenever people who have whenever there's been a situation when people have seen the light on a person, such as Prince Andrew, whether you believe him or not, I'm not getting into that, but whether Prince Andrew or Kelly, whatever, when they do an interview, right, it always backfires.
Yeah, and I mean, just take this. If she would have kept her mouth shut, if she would have not done this video, it was starting to die down. I mean, she was still, from what I understand, trending every day, but it was down to like one, and people were starting to move away from it, starting to look at the Marilyn Manson case, which is another one. Wow. And, you know, they were starting to look at other things. If she would have done what she claimed, you know, in her last baited testimony, and I do believe they baited her with that one, where she said, I just want him to leave me alone. I want to go on with my life. If she'd done that, she might would have had a chance.
Yeah.
But she couldn't stand it. She could not stand it. I think she's jealous of Camille.
She even said it in her statement that she was just going to take some time out of the limelight and spend some time with her daughter. And
that poor child.
like that was in her statement. She said that. And yet she goes back to this, and she's like, you know, everyone's gotta hear my truth because I didn't get to tell it all on the stand. Hello, Rob Reels. Rob Reels says, "Oh my gosh, it's done it."
Hello, Rob. It's so good to see you. Yeah, I think she still loves Johnny. If you remember, like we was talking about the Australia tapes a while ago, when she's talking to Jerry Judge. When she admits to all the drugs she's done, which she didn't admit to in her testimony, she says, you know, oh, I've only done Adderall and I think she said Xanax and mushrooms. You know, she was speedballing is what she's doing. But in that same time, she says, I can't lose him. I can't lose him.
Yeah, she did.
You know, I think she's still got the hots for him. I think she realizes what she's done. And she has went with this for so long that she actually has made herself believe it. But I think she also, there's a part of her mind that realizes, I effed up big time.
Yeah, she did. She's starting to realize that. Let's see where else we're at here.
Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation. Answer.
Oh, this is so good.
After the 6-week trial, the jury found Heard defamed Depp in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed in which she wrote she was a public figure representing domestic abuse. She never mentioned her ex-husband by name. Depp denied the abuse allegations in court. Heard won just one of 3 claims in her countersuit against her ex-husband. That verdict came less than 2 years after a judge ruled against Depp in a similar case.
Gary still has the hots for Johnny.
In which he sued a British newspaper that called him a wife beater.
There was another trial handled it with the same, dealt with the same substantive issues that had even more evidence in. In fact, my evidence was largely kept out. Really important pieces of evidence kept out.
No, it wasn't.
Done differently, handled differently by a judge instead of a jury.
Some evidence is admissible in a UK court that is not admissible in a US court. Do you think that maybe he just had better lawyers?
They say about the UK, right? Things that were kept. Johnny had a lot of things kept out in the UK. The things that were, as far as I'm aware, what of her whispers around Twitter and everything, the things that were kept out of hers in the US were therapist notes, which are basically her self-reporting things, and
they're considered hearsay.
And also, she wanted to get in the UK judgment, and for her to try and compare she wanted to get the UK judgment in for as evidence for the jury to make their decision. And for that is so, like, obviously, thank God the judge was like, no, you're not having that in here. This is a whole different country. This is a whole different trial. You're gonna let the fact finders find this, because having that verdict in is basically like trying to get a verdict straight away in the US.
Exactly.
So go on.
Well, like, have you watched Black Belt Barrister? Have you watched any of his stuff? He's from your side of the world. He's awesome. I love him. But he's got a petition actually on change.org to reopen the case in the UK. And, you know, he was talking about like how she was not a defendant in that case. She was considered a third party. And so, like, when she would give like her statements, you know, she did 6 or 7 statements for that case. Yeah. Okay, that judge, and we all loved him, he would take what she said. Okay, the thing is Johnny, his team couldn't take her to task for the evidence she gave. So, because she was not a party in that case, she was a witness.
Yep, she
And
was.
so, you know, even if that judge, and I still believe he was crooked, I believe he was paid, you know, but that's my own thoughts. Don't anybody, you know, that's my
I feel
own.
the same way.
Yeah. But even if he wasn't, he would have put more weight on her evidence because they weren't able to come in with their own evidence against her and say, hey, well, here you are doing this, you know. Yeah, he does have a good case. He does believe that Johnny has a good case for appeal. And, you know, so it was basically like she could come in there and say anything she wanted and she wouldn't be taken to task for it because the defendants was NGN.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they couldn't even request verification from some of her claims. Exactly. So, you know, and that's another thing she conveniently leaves out every time she brings up the UK. And that's exactly why Judge Penny would not let it into this proceeding, is because that was a case against NGN. It was not against Amber Heard. So there's no ethical way to bring that case into a U.S. case. It's a different court, and it was a different defendant. So she, you know, she can claim that evidence was suppressed in her most, just like you said a while ago, her therapist notes. As Tug has said many times, your therapist is your advocate. You can walk, and I said it in that video I did today, you can walk into their office and say, I'm a chicken today, bark, bark. And your therapist, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, okay, they might make enough this bitch is crazy, but they're going to believe you. So, or they're going to accept you for whatever you tell them. And outside of violence, which that's another thing, she wants to talk about that, you know, well, they have a duty to, if they thought she was in any real danger with the things that's been able to be brought in from her nurse and from the therapist that they allowed evidence in, if they thought she was in any real physical danger, they have a duty to report it. So where's the reports?
Exactly, and not only that as well, but in the UK, she was held to a different legal standard. Like you were saying, she was a party. She was a witness, not a party. Whereas, in, like like her lawyers, like Johnny's already had his day in court with Amber. No, he hasn't, because she went to the UK on her own back as a witness. Like, not as the opposite party. Rob says, "Hey, it's your boy Gary. I play the guitar real well." And Gary says,
Play
I'm
that
here,
guitar.
I'm here,
You're there. Oh, I've missed you all.
Silly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
I will say his lawyers did certainly a better job.
Oh, this bit made me laugh.
The jury from the real
I think
issues.
it's this bit.
For some people, they just would frankly disgusted by the whole thing and don't have much sympathy.
His lawyers did a better job
Can you understand
at
that?
distracting the people.
Absolutely. I would not blame the average person for looking at this and how it's been covered and not think that it is Hollywood brats at their worst.
You're a Hollywood brat.
But what people don't understand is it's actually so much bigger than that. This is not only about our First Amendment right to speak.
But here's the thing about the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects free speech. It doesn't protect lies that amount to defamation. And that was the issue in the case.
Yes, exactly. You can't go into the free speech does not
I don't get
protect
this
you
bit.
if you go into a crowded theater and you scream fire. We get the concept of free speech from the Greeks. My understanding of what that means is not just the freedom to speak. It's a freedom to speak truth to power.
The truth is the word.
Yes.
And that was the issue.
And that's all I spoke. And I spoke.
I spoke the truth.
The problem with that analogy she made, where she said, you know, you can't walk and go into a theater and scream fire. That's exactly right. You can't go into a crowded theater and yell fire and there not be an actual fire. There's the problem of what she just said. Just like you can't go into the Washington Post and print out something that accuses another person of sexual violence, of physical violence, of all these horrible things, and it be a lie. Free speech does not protect. You can say the crap all day long. You can say it all you want, but you got to be prepared to face the consequences. So that it's not going to protect you from lies. So if you lie, then you're going to be held accountable for it, which is what happened to her in this case. She was held accountable for her lies.
Yeah, and it's like that in the report. I forgot her name now. And she said, "Truth being operative." She was saying, you know, speak up to people in power. Excuse me. You can speak up to people in power, but you can't defame them and lie about them. And she's like, oh, I did speak the truth. Thank you, Rob Rules, for the super chat, by the way. Do we get an Uno card reading today? I'm not doing card readings today.
Uno. But yeah, you're right. You know, you can't just, I mean, it's just like if, you know, you're sitting here with your best friend and you tell there's another person there and you say, you know, he's a thief. Well, if he gets up and knocks the shit out of you, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't, because you've not proven that he's a thief, and that's defamatory. Now, you could say with him sitting there, he was accused of stealing and spent 6 months in jail for stealing. And if that really happened, if he knocked the crap out of you then you could sue him, because you stated a matter of fact. You see what I'm saying? You can say whatever you like, but you got to be prepared to face the consequences. And that's what I think. She never thought it would go this far. If you remember when her attorney sent that first blackmail letter, you know, and at that time there was 3, she accused him of 3 times. Okay, you remember those texts that were made public where she's sitting there telling him, well, we can do or undo this, whatever you want. We can go as fast as. She was playing a game. Well, let me put it this way. She was playing checkers, but Johnny was playing chess. You know, it turned out to be a game she did not understand, because she was playing games.
And she said it on the phone call as well, because she said that was part of the reason that I signed, because I thought you was going to evict us. Because she was trying to get longer in the penthouse, if you remember. And you went, no, you can stay in your home as long as you need to. I'm not,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. This was, which I believe she went into this marriage with a plan. It's just my theory, but if you think about from the very beginning, she's taking pictures of him when he's passed out. And also, too, this is something I forgot about till just now. Remember, she would tell him, here, take another Xanax. You know, so I think she was drugging him. She was writing them emails to herself, or writing these emails and not sending them. And it was like she was building a case from day one. If you take the pictures she used for evidence in court, the stage scene where she claims that was Johnny going to do all 4 lines of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's in her apartment. That's from before she ever moved.
There's 2 of them pictures, though.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Where she moved something,
wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a roll on the table and then she puts it in the ashtray, and you can tell it's a staged photo. I wish they'd called her out for it in court.
Yeah. But you know, if you think about the time period, that's from the very beginning. Yeah. That's from the beginning before they were married. So I really, truly believe that she went into this. I think why not take pictures if he beats you so bad? Exactly. And, you know, and they brought this up in court. He wears rings all the time. And you can do a quick Google search and see pictures of the kinds and types of rings he wears all the time.
They
Just
would
take
cause
that
a
one
lot of
incident that was
injuries.
at her apartment there, where she noticed how dirty the carpet was. That's the dumbest shit I've ever. But anyway, if he had have hit her that many times, if he'd have hit her like that, you think about, I wear one ring on my punching finger, which is my left hand, which would make, that's another thing. Her evidence is all on the wrong side.
Yeah,
Her
it is.
evidence is if you took it that was real, then somebody left-handed has been punching her.
Mm-hmm.
They're always on the wrong side. She got them to the wrong side of what, because just make a punch and look at which way your hand goes. You think about it. That's another thing. But I just truly believe that from the beginning, she was out to either take him for all his money, possibly drive him so crazy. I think that could be the reason for all of the fights and all of the nagging and all the craziness. She could have been trying to drive him to end himself.
Yeah.
Where she could be the grieving Mrs. Depp. And that would explain why from the beginning she was getting all this evidence, because she could have made it look like, everybody knows what a drug addict he was. She could really have played this off. And then he loses the $650 million. And a month later, she files for divorce.
I know that was when he said he was done. He was done, and then she filed for
and
divorce.
he had told her, and I just really believe, and this is an evidence as well. Hi, Josh Drew's witness statement. When you go down through it, Tugs talked about this a lot, and I love you, Gary. But
He's missed him.
I missed y'all all. It was just so high. I guess I don't mean to be just taking up all the conversation. I'm just excited to talk to all of y'all.
No, I love talking. Got the two talks there. Keeley talks.
Yeah. But her and Josh are talking, and he says something about he'll bring it. I don't think he ever comes out and says bring over the knives, but he says something, and he sends a picture. I think he says, you want me to bring them over? And it's a picture of freaking knives. I know. And she knew what it was. So that was I've wondered this, if she was possibly going to have Josh be the fall guy. You know how when she did the last incident where she called the police, she had Io on the phone. She had Rocky there. And she started screaming, stop hitting me, Johnny. And Io freaked out. I'll give Io a pass on this much. I don't think Io knew everything, but I think that was done purposefully to make Io call the police. Well, just think if things had went the way she wanted them to, because like you said, Johnny told her he was through with her, so she had to hurry up and finish. She could have easily caused an incident or something to make Josh think that Johnny was trying to kill her, and cause Josh to be the dumb idiot that comes rushing over to protect the damsel in distress, his friend, save her life, and kill Johnny.
Well, she wanted to know what he had in. She wanted to know what he had in his will, even in this. She was trying to get that evidence and to try and find out what was in his will in this track. Why did you need to know that?
That was part of what caused that was part of the Australia fight. He told her in Australia that she wasn't in the will, and they were fighting over the prenup and postnup. He lost the tip of his finger for that. And when, you see the pictures and
Sorry, I was just going to say quickly, when she said in court that she wanted the prenup, she asked Johnny for a prenup in Australia. Ah, really? No. That even just put her in the big liar zone even more.
Yeah.
Johnny's the one with hundreds of millions. I think it would be him asking for a prenup, my love.
That was part of her problem. She couldn't admit to anything. If you remember, I never did cocaine, because she couldn't look at Camille and answer her question. I didn't do cocaine. I didn't take drugs. I wanted the prenup. You know, she was such an angel. And, you know, even in her testimony before the cross, she talks about her early life and she makes it sound like she was this angel who was even volunteering doing community service. Well, I think she was doing community service, but I think it had something to do with the possible DUI or, you know, getting caught with drugs that she got. That she got caught with.
There was things that came up with that DUI, and she was also, there was one where she was driving while suspended, and there's been, one of her friends had passed away. Now this would have been wiped off her record, but it's only been speculation that's been going around that a lot of people believe that when they were teenagers that she was driving under the influence, and one of the friends lost their lives, and that's why she was suspended.
I would love for anyone from that point in time in her life to give an interview to somebody, anybody, you know, and tell us what really happened, because I've heard that speculation too, that, you know, there's a possibility that a friend died. And if I'm not mistaken, has she not talked about in interviews that she lost a friend during that time or something? I may be wrong on that. That may be, I mean, y'all know it's blonde for a reason. But it seems like that's kind of what, you know, those things combined, people putting two and two together is what fueled the speculation on that. I would love to know if it's true. I don't know if we'll ever get the truth to that. But that's the thing. We know that she got a driving on suspended, and the only reason she could have got her license suspended at that time was due to drunk driving or with drugs, or there was a couple of, you know, a few things where she was doing some bad things to get her license suspended as a minor. But when you hear her testimony, she said a friend died. Okay, I thought so, Hen. I thought I had heard something like that. I couldn't remember if she had said it or if I'd read it somewhere or what, but she was just this angel she worked hard for her dad. Greg Osborne. Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, I remember
TJ.
that. I forgot about that.
Whoa. Well, that, I love Greg Ellis. He is awesome. He is so awesome. But yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, that's great. Ooh. That kind of, wow.
Gets the tickers ticking. But I've been having an unplug for like about 2 weeks. So I've been a bit off the covering end, but I have been keeping up, and I do remember Greg Ellis sharing that, but there's been so much going on recently, from Amber's lawyers to doing interviews, to Johnny's lawyers doing interviews, and then Johnny dropping his video, Johnny Depp releasing a song. I don't know if you heard that yet.
Song's beautiful.
This is from Miss Hedy Lamar, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It is a lovely song.
It is. It is. He does. I was always a fan. I've never tried to hide that. I know she likes to say that, you know, it's all Johnny Depp, or what'd she say, Captain Jack Sparrow fans, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things she does in this interview, and that's one of the things I talk about in that video that I did earlier, is there nobody in her camp that has got the balls to say, stop, just stop.
I know. I feel like she's the one who controls them a lot. Let's press play. Let's see. There's a bit about the Edward Scissorhands that we're going to get to in a minute that I had to re-listen to a few times because it would confuse me.
Yeah, well, she says it wrong, but yeah.
And I paid the price.
In the closing arguments, the Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime, and said you were acting.
Hey, Margot.
What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers.
Wrong.
I'm the performer. I had listened to weeks of testimony.
That bit though says the man who had scissors for fingers, and like, what's Edward Scissorhands got to do with his lawyers for one, right? And what's it got to do with it? That was like back in the 90s, or was it?
It was one of his. That was his first big movie, I believe. But that was one of his early movies, and that's it's spin. That's all it is. She's trying to make it look like that he is not the human. Hi, oh, it's so good to see. She's trying to say he's not the relatable man that's broken, that has had ups and downs in his life, that's willing to accept that he's made mistakes that you saw on the witness stand. No, he is the actor. You know, she's already called him. Or already said a room full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans. So she got one of his most famous characters. So why not go for another most famous character? Although she did say it wrong. He did not have scissors for fingers. It was Edward Scissors hands.
Yeah, scissors for hands.
But you know, and that's what it is. She's trying to make him into his characters. But the problem is that the whole world saw that he is not those characters. He is a human just like the rest of us. He has his faults. Yeah. And that was her problem. She came off like a crazy bitch.
They really, like, this bit about Edward Scissorhands. This bit about Edward Scissorhands, I had to listen back to that about 3 times. I was like, what? Not because she got the statement wrong, but she's saying that the lawyers in whose client convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. Like, everybody in the world knows that Johnny Depp's fingers and / hands are not scissors.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand the point of it.
Well, and it's like, was that supposed to be a dig at Ben Chew? Really?
No, why was a dick at? I think the thing is, it's an iconic film. I don't have a clue, and it's Tim Burton as well.
Yeah,
I'm Winona Ryder.
Have you heard? Now I googled it, and it did show up that Johnny is in Beetlejuice 2. But I've heard there's not been any contract signed or anything. But when I googled, is Johnny Depp in Beetlejuice 2? He comes up in the cast list. So. Yeah, I would love for him to be in that.
Yeah,
you know, Tim Burton's directing it.
That won't stop making me laugh either, Tanya. It proper confused me, that statement.
Yeah, it was weird.
And the way the little face that she did as well. Let me see if I can.
I know, yeah. I say this as a person who's had this before. Have you ever seen anyone with Bell's palsy? I've had Bell's palsy in my life. And you know how she keeps doing this kind of thing right here? I keep thinking, is she having a stroke, or has she got Bell's palsy? Because what in the hell is wrong with her?
I think she's just been possibly have had some sort of medication that isn't medication.
She might have been hanging out with Dr. Spiegel too much.
Farm. She's been having some mega pints.
Oh.
Arguments. The Depp lawyer said, called your testimony the performance of a lifetime.
I'm just putting it back on again because it's like, look at the face that she does.
What do you say to that?
Yeah.
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers.
Like, got ya.
I'm the
performer. I know, what kind of dig is that?
I had listened to weeks of testimony.
I don't get it.
Insinuating that, or saying quite directly that, I'm a terrible actress.
Yes.
So I'm a bit confused how I could be both.
The Depp team argued that you were the abuser, that you instigated physical violence. Did you?
You did.
I never had to instigate it. I responded to it. When you're living in violence and it becomes normal, as I testified to, you have to adapt.
You say you were responding, but there is evidence. There are tapes in which you acknowledge it. There are tapes in which you say, I started the fight.
I know much has been made of these audio tapes. They were first leaked online after being edited. What you would hear in those clips are not evidence of what was happening. It was evidence of a negotiation of how to talk about that with your abuser.
But I am looking at a transcript that says, he says, you start physical fights, and you say, I did start a physical fight. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. I mean, this is in black and white. I understand context, but you're testifying and you're just telling me today, I never started a physical fight. And here you are on tape saying you did.
As I testified on the stand about this, is that when your life is at risk, not only will you take the blame for things that you shouldn't take the blame for, but when you're in an abusive dynamic, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, you don't have the resources that, say, you or I do, with the luxury of saying, hey, this is black and white, because it's anything but when you're living in it.
But then there are other times, there's another tape where you're taunting him and saying, oh, tell the world, Johnny Depp, I, a man, am the victim of domestic violence.
20-second clips or the transcripts of them are not representative of even the 2 hours or the 3 hours that those clips are excerpt from.
Could your side have just put the whole 3 hours in then?
I'm not a lawyer. As I testified,
I'm not a lawyer. But the thing is, right, the majority, there's been hundreds, thousands, if not a lot more, people who have listened to the hours of them audio clips, not just a 20-second. And since this has been represented to the world, even more people just look at the views on Incredibly Average's videos for one.
Exactly.
It's got thousands and thousands and thousands of people who've seen their millions.
Yeah.
And she's saying that the 20-second clip they took out, the only parts of the clips that were took out was where it was just air, like where it's just like people just walking around that was not significant, or where it had other people that weren't Johnny and Amber, which was obviously hearsay. They can't keep that in there.
Exactly. Well, and if you notice too, I noticed this when I was watching it this morning, she yet again is stealing someone else's story and using it. She says, when you're in a violent situation, you'll say and do whatever to keep. Who's that sound like? Who placated her on more than one occasion? Johnny. He would say things and he would do things to keep her from going crazy again. The full tapes is right. Post this. Exactly. You are so right, Ecospies. I mean, you listen to the Australia tape that wasn't allowed to be put in as evidence. Dr. Kipper and Nurse Debbie do not know they're being recorded at the time. And you clearly hear him say, while they are looking for Johnny's fingertip, I cannot stress that enough, you know what this is? This is guilt. He's telling Debbie what she's feeling, why she's acting so crazy. And another thing that I thought about too, okay, if we take her testimony to what happened in Australia, if we take what she said in court, because she saw that picture and all of a sudden she remembered that's the Maker's Mark bottle, that's the one. She's in and out during that video, that audio.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even use even if they couldn't physically see, we're gonna use her testimony. Even if they couldn't physically tell that had happened to her, she does claim that her arms were all cut up, her feet were all cut up. You want to tell me that a private doctor and a private nurse would ignore someone cut to shreds?
Yeah.
When they don't even know they're being recorded?
And also security guards who have been trained to protect people, even though they're being paid by Johnny Depp, if they see somebody who's being hurt, they're gonna get help for them.
Exactly.
That's their
she talks
job.
to Jerry. And doesn't she, I don't remember if didn't she mention that, I know she brought Jerry's name into the trial many times, and from what it sounded like to me was that she had some respect for Jerry. Okay, so she's on the tape. But she doesn't say anything to Jerry. Why is Jerry ignoring her being all cut up and all of the physical damage that would have had to been done to her.
The only thing he acknowledged was the scratches, and he says on the audio, "I've seen them kind of cuts before, and they're self-inflicted or something along them lines."
Yeah,
and
when he's talking to
it's just like 3 little scratch marks on her eye, like she's just dipped her nails in and pulled her.
So Jerry saw the only injuries she had, which was some marks on her arm that he believed was self-inflicted. He obviously didn't even think that it was serious enough to say, "Oh, we need to get Dr. Kipper to look at this." So he didn't know he was being recorded at the time.
No, he didn't know he was being recorded, and he would have got her help if she needed help.
Exactly.
And it's a shame that Jerry is no longer with us, because obviously he would have been a witness for Johnny, and what he was saying on the recordings would have been able to come in at that point. And he would have been able to say it himself.
Yeah. He would have buried her with his testimony. His testimony would have, I mean, I think I said this in the video today. I don't remember if I did or not, because I had to do it like several times because the dog kept running around. Jeff come in, But Johnny could have, in all honesty, could have went into this case and said, "Your Honor, I arrest," and never put a single witness on. He could have just, "I arrest," and then she could have got up there. And they could have let her testify and let all of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget exactly why the tape wasn't allowed. I think it was because I've heard a couple of different things that, like, Dr. Kipper and Nurse Debbie didn't know they were being recorded and have not given their permission. I've heard that it was because Jerry has passed away. So, there's probably several reasons that wasn't admitted.
The main one.
But Johnny could have let her get up there and testify. She buried her own self. Her witnesses buried her own self. It amazed me at the difference in the quality of witnesses between her and Johnny.
Witnesses.
Yes.
Like Dr. Spiegel and Debbie and Harwell. I'm shooting not Debbie Harwell. Oh my God, what's she called?
Huge Lies. Hughes. Dr. Hughes.
Yeah, that one.
She was
very unprofessional.
Yeah, they all were.
She basically testified on behalf of Amber before Amber even got on the stand. Like,
I know, she was telling stuff I'd never heard. Yeah, that woman, and she also, if you notice, I think I can't think of his name, the one that crossed her. The other attorney, not Ben, but the other one. I can't think of his name right now. It's left me. But he even brought up, you only set who?
Dennison,
yes. He even asked her about how she only testified, in all of her testimony, it was always a woman being a victim of violence by a man. And yes, then she testified that the only time that she'd ever ever seen violence where it was not, or that she had testified in the same sex and it was 2 men, but she never once, she always made the abuser masculine and the victim feminine.
Yeah, she did. And she was always talking about male abusers, like I said, and female victims.
Yeah.
And she was saying that Amber was acting like this because she's a victim and this, that, and the other. She can only give her opinion on the PTSD. She can't say that she knows that she's a victim because she wasn't there. She didn't witness it. She did not see it. She only knows what Amber's told her.
It was amazing. I mean, I expected better from Amber. I really expected better. I mean, she's such a, yeah. Exactly. It was total agenda. Yeah. I was surprised at how outclassed her witnesses was. I expected better witnesses from her. I really did, because she had the money to pay for it. Because now I hear that Elon's not backing her anymore, but I think when all this started, Elon was backing her. And, you know, even that Dr. Spiegel claims he came on this case in 2019.
That was a long bloody time ago.
And he watched Pirates of the Caribbean, and he thought that was Johnny, and that's how he diagnosed him. I mean, Jesus.
He had no right to diagnose Johnny. That was not his job at all. The courts denied Johnny Depp having an evaluation. Johnny Depp never brought his mental health into this court case at all. Amber did, because she wanted to play the victim. And that's why she had to have a mental evaluation, and why he didn't have to.
Exactly. And I felt so sorry for Johnny during some of the things some of those people said. It was just like, what freaking right do you have? Do you have no conscience whatsoever? You know, it was just it was despicable. I mean, it was just so disgusting. I can't stand that woman.
I can't. Okay, let's press play. Let's see where we're at.
I was talking in those recordings as a person in extreme amount of emotional, psychological, and physical distress.
He says he never hit you. He never. Is that a lie?
Yes, it is.
What about the witnesses who said they have seen you instigate physical violence?
I've seen firsthand how people will file rank and support the person they depend on.
Did they all come in and lie in court?
I am not here to call any of these witnesses any names. I'm here to just kind of talk about it from what it felt like for me as a person who sat there.
When I asked his lawyers, why do you think you won? And the answer I got was, because she never took responsibility for anything.
Oh, this is funny. But she tries to take some responsibility right now.
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout my relationship. I behaved in horrible, almost unrecognizable to myself.
It's hurting to talk like that.
I have so much regret. I freely and openly and voluntarily talked about what I did. I talked about the horrible language. I talked about being pushed to the extent where I didn't even know the difference between, right and wrong. I will always continue to feel like I was a part of this, like I was the other half of this relationship, because I was. And it was ugly and could be very beautiful. It was very, very toxic. We were awful to each other. I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes.
You did make a lot of mistakes.
Told the truth.
You didn't.
But I told the truth. She immediately, after all of that, taking accountability, but I told the truth. You see what she was trying to play there?
Yeah.
She genuinely thinks that she is smarter than everyone. She is so conceited, and it's so insulting. I don't claim to be smarter than anybody else, but F this woman. I really wish she would just go away. That would be the best thing she could do.
Well, she said that in a statement. She said that she was going to take a step back from the limelight. Let me just remove that. Let's just remind ourselves very quickly of this.
Yeah.
There we go.
She said on the stand.
Yeah. Well, she didn't say it in this one. She said it in one of the spokesperson's ones.
Yeah.
And this is the one where she said about the freedom of speech. She didn't lose her freedom of speech, but she has said in one of her statements to somebody that she has said in one of her statements that she's going to take some time out and spend it with her daughter and stay out of the limelight, and maybe in a few years work on building a career back up. I don't know if her career can ever bloody build back up after what she's done, because the lies are going to follow her forever, and the triggered people that she's triggered are going to follow around and boycott her for the rest of her life.
Well, take Aquaman. Okay, for DC, that was, is that right? Is it MCU or DCU? I don't know, whichever one it is. That was their big, I know they kept saying in testimony that was the biggest movie ever. It was not. It's like number 24, I think, as far as movies in general. But for that universe, it was their biggest moneymaker. When Aquaman 2 comes out, if they leave her in this movie, I have a feeling with 5.6 million people have signed that petition now. The last time I looked at it, it was like 5.6 million.
Well, I didn't know.
If they stick to that, just say half of those people actually stick to that. Well, you figure every one of those, that's what? Right at 3, just say 3 million people stick to that boycott. They're going to at least have one person. They wouldn't have been going to see that movie by themselves. So just double that. 6 million people are not going to see it. That's going to cut into their money if only half of those people stick to that boycott if they leave her in it. Okay, if that movie ends up bombing because Warner Brothers left her in it,
I feel sorry for Jason.
Who's going to, and my daughter said this. She said, I feel sorry for the actors that's in that movie. They spent a lot of time, all the people that worked on that movie. I said, I agree. But, Warner Brothers knew this. So I don't feel sorry for Warner Brothers. I feel sorry for the other actors and the people that worked on that movie. But, because of her, she was told in no uncertain terms by Warner Brothers, do not mention Warner Brothers, do not mention Aquaman. What did she do? First chance, she got Aquaman, Warner Brothers. And Walter Hamada had to testify because of this crazy woman. So there's that. Then you got Disney. She tried to pull she tried to pull a fast one on them when she changed lawyers and tried to get more out of them. You've pissed off Disney and you've pissed off Warner Brothers. Who would
So go on.
Who would want to work with her? Why? I'd be terrified.
The only people who go work with her now are people who are probably on independent films who really support her for some weird odd reason. Like the mainstream media, since all this verdict has happened, it's like they're trying to take their own narrative of the trial and switch it, like as if the whole world hasn't seen it, and saying that women's rights are being pushed back. Nah, pack it in. It's not. It's abusers' rights survivors' rights being pushed forward, and abusers being seen as an equality, that women are also abusers as well.
Exactly. I think that's why mainstream media's got their panties in a wad. They wanted to be able to paint the narrative of this because there was a lot of money that was being made off the Me Too movement and Believe All Women.
Yep.
And when this trial went public and everyone got to see it, they tried to stick to that narrative, and everybody's like, y'all go to YouTube where I can see it myself, know what I saw, I know what I heard. Why do I need you? This has really hurt mainstream media. Yeah, and they are.
Now they're trying to come after the big YouTubers because they earn money. Like, do MSN not earn money by putting news out there? The difference is, it's like the people who are sharing this on YouTube, such as Tug, such as all the big YouTubers, but also the little YouTubers as well, such as you, Tammy, and Rob is a bigger YouTuber, but me and not all of us. We're independently sharing our opinions of what we saw in this trial. And if there's something where we feel like it's a speculation, we say speculation, we say allegedly, and we say how it made us feel. And that's, because we want to air that. We want to talk about how it made. And that's how everyone comes in the chats, because they want to voice their opinion on how it made them feel. And that's why you can't do that to a newspaper,
No. And, on YouTube, I mean, even with what I've got left today, I have a simple, cheap pair of headphones, and I'm on my tablet. But I'm able to be on YouTube, and I'm able to give my opinion, and I'm able to talk. Pack it in, get it, baby. I'm able to talk back and forth with the people in the chat. Yeah, Gary, of course. And, you can't get that, like you said, you can't get that when you turn on your local news or you turn on the Today Show. You can't sit there and say to Savannah, hey, ask the bitch this. No, you can't. And they are losing out. And they went after Tug, and Tug's like, bring it. Come on. And I think everybody needs to back Tug 100% because he's not going to play with them. And then there was the article that came out yesterday where they're going after LawTube, where they went after Nick Rekieta and Legal Bites and I can't think of her name, the other one. And Nick Rekieta is not one to mess with. I watch Nick a lot. Emily Baker,
I love Emily Baker. She's so funny.
And, it's like the reason people wanted to watch and I understand why people watch the lawyers. I personally didn't watch. I watched their streams here and there, but like during the coverage, during the case, I mainly stuck to Tug's. But I can understand why people would go to the LawTube streams, because those were attorneys. Those are people that knew the law and can interject their opinions or tell you facts about, well, why did she not let that objection go through? Or, so they were able to answer questions that people who are not involved in law couldn't get answered otherwise. Because do you think NBC is going to answer back to you as to why that objection didn't get in? No. And they can't stand it. They want to write articles about what kind of money they made during this trial. I don't think they make that kind of money every month. If they're just covering a regular case, they've not got 50, 60, 70,000 people watching them. And that's the thing. I heard somebody say, well, I bet the people at, I'll just say Washington Post. I don't know where the article came from. This is just an example. But, I bet they have health insurance. They have a salary that's guaranteed to them that comes in. As YouTubers, you don't have that guarantee. You don't have health insurance. You don't have all those guarantees that they've got. But they're scared because people would rather listen to people like you and me than them. Yeah. Because we can. And
it's just
we're real.
So like when the trial was on, I didn't cover any of the live feeds of the trial because at the time my computer that I had wouldn't share it. The processor couldn't hold sharing the screen. Like I think this is the first time that I've ever shared something successfully. I think I didn't glitch. Like usually I glitch like hell on the old computer. This is my first live with this computer.
I gave up on my computer. I've got to get another one. Sorry, I'm going to be dark for a minute. I'm going outside. I've got to have a cigarette. Hi.
It's all right. I'm having one right now as well. The thing they used as a reference to see how much these big YouTubers were earning was Social Blade.
Yeah.
Well, Social Blade, the only thing that is accurate on Social Blade is the views of the videos that people get. It's nothing to do with how you can't guarantee how much. And with Tug, they took the highest range and rounded it up like to a higher number to try and make out that he earned all this money. And Rob says you have to pay taxes on whatever you make on YouTube. And YouTube gets 30%.
Yeah, that's what we can say. YouTube gets 30%, and they don't take into account well, like with Tug, he took off work, which I think he was able to use vacation time for most of it. But he took off work to cover this trial. He has a regular job. And, thing is, I hope he made more than what Social Blade came.
Oh,
I hope everybody made more. I hope everybody made bank, because you're not going to make it every month. Yeah, they're guessing from Social Blade. Exactly. And people would rather pay them than buy a newspaper. What's the point of buying a newspaper? We can see right now, if you didn't already know, which I think most people already knew, I think this confirmed it for a lot of people. The mainstream media has a narrative that they want you to buy. They need you to buy that narrative. And we're giving our opinion, yes, but we're honest enough to say, this is my opinion. This is what I think. The mainstream media says, this is how it is, and this is what you've got to believe. But they're not telling you that it's their opinion or their narrative that they want you to believe. So people are realizing what kind of liars they truly are. And I think my neighbors are sawing, if you can hear that.
Oh, it's all about me. Tammy, did you know that me and Gary made a song together?
No.
I wrote it and he sang it and composed it and produced it. Do you want to listen to it? I can share it.
Yes, I'd love to.
I'm going to put on the one where you can see my lyrics on the screen, because No Depp did one as well. But I'm going to put my video. Here we go.
There we go from the top. Yeah. Listen. You don't want to make nice. I tried. Seems like you want to take this to court. I went on believing that you were the one. What a mistake. How could have I been so wrong? Look what you did, girl. Look what you done. It didn't have to be like this. No, it didn't have to be like this. I gave you everything I could. Took your friends in, you knew I would. I should have known when it was all rushed. I never thought it'd be like this. It didn't have to be like this. You know, I can't understand you when you're talking like Fozzie Bear. Then pretending I pulled out your hair. Really? Tell me now, does that seem right? I thought you were better than this. It didn't have to be like this. You started to believe your own lies. I told you never again you'd see my eyes. So I'll see you in court again. I'm gone. It didn't have to be like this. It really didn't have to be like this. You quietened me down. You put on a frown. Hoaxed the whole damn town. Said that I beat you and they believe you. Even weaponized the Me Too. But what about me too? And what you put me through? Oh, look what you did, girl. Look what you done. I never thought it'd be like this. Girl, you didn't have to be like this. I guess it's gonna have to be this. It didn't have to be this.
There we
That's
go.
awesome. That was beautiful.
He's
That
got
was
such a
so
beautiful
good.
voice.
Oh, I love Gary. Those are great words too. And that's what's so sad about this whole thing. Johnny was willing, even though he was the victim, even though he went through so much pain, to walk away, let her go on about her life, never say a word, help her out in the industry. She couldn't let it go, and she couldn't do it.
She couldn't.
I think she was stunned that he was able to walk away from her. I think she thought that she had him under better control. And when she realized that he was not under her control any longer, that he was through with her, she set out to destroy him. And that's, the only mistake Johnny made, I mean, yeah, he made mistakes as far as drugs and alcohol and that kind of stuff, but could you imagine after seeing this woman on the stand not doing drugs? I mean, just about have to. I couldn't deal with her. I would kill the crazy bitch.
Tammy.
What?
Sorry for saying. There's been, listen, look, go on a minute.
What?
Sorry,
What?
I'm dead excited.
What?
Look. Oh, shit. Sorry for swearing. This is Daily Mail. Amber Heard is being cut from Aquaman 2. Actress loses $2 million role on same day she gave Today Show interview and repeated defamatory claims that ex-husband Johnny Depp beat her up. Oh
now, I know Daily Mail is a UK, but they're a good source, aren't they? They're the ones that broke, isn't that who broke the body cam footage?
Ads. Yes, it was. Amber Heard is being cut from Aquaman 2 and will have her $2 million role recast, sources have claimed, just hours after the actress landed herself at the centre of yet another scandal by repeating her allegations of abuse against ex-husband Johnny Depp, despite being found guilty of defamation for accusing him of SA. According to Just Jared, the 36-year-old actress who has already completed filming on the sequel to the 2018 sci-fi movie in which he started alongside Jason Momoa, was officially dropped from the cast after Warner Bros. Screen tested the movie, which is due to premiere in December, and concluded that her scenes should be reshot with another actress. Warner Bros. Decided to recast Amber Heard's role after screen testing the movie, a source claimed to the website. They are going to be doing reshoots with her former co-stars Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman. Oh my
God. Well, they really, if you think about all the stuff that's going on with what's the little funny boy's name? Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah, the thing that's Ezra Miller.
I mean, he was. Excuse me, I'm not. I'm in the South. We don't use pronouns down here except for when they're needed. But they, have got all these charges. They can't even find him. They're trying to serve him with a warrant. He's being charged with grooming a minor. Which that's a whole crazy case. I don't know what's going on, but he was the star of The Flash. They basically right now can't release that movie. It's due to come out next year. So they're going to be losing a lot of money on that. They can't lose money on Aquaman, and it only makes sense that they did this. I'm
shocked.
I love it.
I hope that it's true, because at the moment it's just claims. But Daily Mail, there's been so many claims and speculations, but Warner Bros. Have been screen testing the movie.
Yeah,
and now that she's repeating the defamatory claim, it sounds like that it's true. It sounds like that she has actually been kicked out.
That's awesome. I hope it.
Wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, from what I don't know a lot about them. I'm sorry. My birds were sitting over here, and there's no water in my bird bath, so I got to fill my bird bath up. But from what I know about Daily Mail, they're a good source. So
Daily Mail have sometimes they are the Daily Fail, But
Yeah.
they are the ones that Adam Waldman's team did use to get to talk through. If you remember, that was the newspaper that Adam Waldman did speak to and trusted. So I do trust the Daily Mail over the likes of someone like the Sun, and all the other newspapers. If you when you Google it, they all reference Daily Mail. This is all coming up on Google right now. I'm in shock. Like I wanted to.
That's awesome. That is, yeah, if they do, I think that everybody who signed the petition, I think we all should go and see Aquaman if they do truly drop her.
Yeah, if they did. If they did. There's been some people who said that they won't because of what they did to Johnny, and I understand.
Yeah, that is true.
Sorry, I just wanted to answer Kerry. I can explain to you another time, Kerry, but I haven't got a lot of makeup on. The ring light does most of its work, but I don't wear foundation. I don't wear highlighter or anything. I do have a little bit of eyebrow. I forgot what it's called now.
Eyebrow pencil or pen,
on my eyebrows. Just like a dark brass and then a dark blacky purple on here. Eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick, and that's it. I don't wear a lot.
If y'all hear my husband singing, he'll be thrilled to know that he's going out to the world singing to my granddaughter. Hi, baby. Hi, sweetheart. Y'all, she's getting so big. My grandbaby. She's 2.5 now. Baby Mimi's on a live stream.
Yeah, they did put double screen time on the screen test, but that was before the Today interview. The Today interview that's been released today is the one where she's doubling down on these defamatory statements.
Yeah.
And she sticks by her word, this, that, and the other. And this is gonna do so much damage. Like she could be took back to court by Johnny Depp.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think Johnny will. I think he is done with her. I think
I don't think Johnny will. He could do.
Yeah, he could. Technically, he could. But I think he proved what he set out to prove. But like he was talking about, Nicole Kidman is taking it. No, Nicole Kidman already plays another character she's already in the movie. She plays, I don't know.
The mom.
I don't want all my superhero movies. I'm sorry.
Does she
play she's already in the movie. It would be someone else playing her character.
Oh my gosh.
I know a lot of people wanted, what's the girl's name that was in Game of Thrones with him?
Yeah,
what's her name?
I know what you mean, but I'm rubbish with names, Tammy.
I remember Pop Topic. I remember doing a video about that. They did an article saying, it's been months ago, that, the rumors were that she could possibly take her place. So, and I think a lot of people was like, yeah, that'd be a great, her and Jason Momoa have really good chemistry. So,
sorry, carry on.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to. I was just going to say, Nicole Kidman plays Atlanta in Aquaman.
I love that. God give it and God take it away, Amber. Oh. But, she doesn't believe there's a God. She's an atheist, I believe. Or she claims she is when it suits her. Yeah, she plays Aquaman's mother. Yeah.
Message now.
But there'll be people lining up. Every actress in Hollywood will be like, this could be someone's A Star Is Born moment. For the right actress.
Okay,
I know if I was a young actress in Hollywood and I got news that Mira, who's been involved in this century's O.J. Simpson case, has been booted from the film, and they're looking for somebody, I'd be there right now. Like, what do you need me to do?
Yeah. I'm just reading this what Rob sent me.
You go right ahead.
Let me.
No,
Excuse
Tyler's
me.
over there. Oh. Okay, y'all got to move again. My husband. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi,
everybody.
He said hi, everybody. But
so
here comes my
obviously we
neighbor.
don't know if this is 100% accurate yet, but I
Right.
hope to God it is.
Yeah, and I mean, the Daily Mail, like you said, that's who Adam Wallman trusted to go publicly with the body cam. So there's got to be some kind of mutual trust there. So I mean, like Keeley said, we're not 100% right this minute, but they've got enough that they're able to put it in as a report. They're not. I mean, like you said, they can be sometimes Daily Fail, but they're not like a general tabloid magazine, are they?
No, they're a big
Denies being
mainstream.
because recasting claims slightly insane. That's from Fox. Oh crap!
Yeah. I've lost my page now. Where am I? So it says Amber Heard denied being cut from Aquaman Think and called recasting claims slightly insane after reports surfaced she was out of the Warner Bros. Film following the JD defamation trial. The rumor mill continues as it has from day one. Inaccurate, insensitive, and slightly insane. Here's a representative told Fox News Digital. So that
Well,
is
I mean, I'm sorry, but why would anyone believe anything that Amber Heard said?
Exactly.
I mean,
She's a liar.
Exactly. So I don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth. And of course, she's not going to want it to get out that she's been dumped. No. That's not going to, it's not going to serve her any purpose for that word to get out. Trying to see if anybody else is going. I'm not seeing where anybody's, Popcorn Planet's still live. I don't know if they're talking about it at this point. They might be, they might not. But I'm not seeing where anybody's done any videos yet or anything. We'll just have to wait and see. I say where there's smoke, there's fire.
I wouldn't believe Amber if she told me the sky was blue when it was a bright day outside. I'd think she was lying. As Katina says, I wouldn't believe she read me the weather report. But we're waiting confirmation comment from the studio. But that to have that being pushed out there by the Daily Mail is the biggest source that we've had pushed for it so far.
Did they say where they got that information from?
They said from let me get it back up. Just Jared, which is can't think of a word for it. Like a spoilers type thing.
Okay. So that could, they could see what Twitter's saying. We'll jump on Twitter while we're sitting here. Let's see. Let's see.
So, where are we on here? Let me try and share this Just Jared thing in the back. I can't remove it. Stop screen. Sorry, guys. Please bear with me. A puppy barking.
Yeah, that's Dana and my neighbors over here. Yeah. I know you're supposed to be nice to your neighbors and stuff, but he thought my husband was my brother. Okay, let's see. There is some. People are spreading it on Twitter. We've got Amber Heard's drop from. It looks like they're citing Daily Mail. Sources are claiming that she's officially been dropped from the sequel. Many influential, loud voices will say this is an example of how women are punished for speaking out about their abuse. Do not believe them. That's true. Should be dropped. Oh, well, this is just a fun fact. Now, this is from the, says, fun fact, the petition for Amber Heard to be dropped from Aquaman 2 is one of the most signed petitions on the site. So ignoring fan pressure is kind of a stupid move, Petey boy.
It says on here, though, that Amber has not been, it's got an update. Amber has not been completely cut from the film. She still has a small role. Other sources still say Amber will be recast, but we'll update our reader as more information rolls in. So this is this just showed the people, the ones who had an insider talking to them.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, there was the rumor out right after the verdict came down that they had cut her down to 10 minutes. So there was that. And I know when the screenings were done, from what I understand, they have like 2 or 3 different versions of the movie, and they will see what they can get away with. And that's why they had the version where she was in it like 20 to 25 minutes is more than likely the first version they filmed. And they probably were saying, you know, okay, well, if we leave her in at this time, how is the public going to accept it? I think that's why they did that. I think Warner Brothers, I mean, we can't let them off the hook. I think they're going to do whatever they can get away with. But like I was saying a while ago, with everything that's going on with Ezra Miller, I don't think they have any choice but to drop her, because otherwise that movie is going to flop like the flappy fish market that she is.
And so this is everyone's putting it out on Twitter here as well, and I'm not seeing this many people putting it out.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. And, you know, I mean, I just feel like Warner Brothers is not going to confirm it until they have to. And I know Tug has got some good sources at Warner Brothers. So if he's heard it, and y'all know Tug hears a little bit of everything, that he'll be on it. And that's why I checked his channel to see if he'd done any videos yet, and there's nothing yet. So I figure Warner Brothers, they might be trying to see how people react if the news gets out that they've dropped her. That might be a genuine source from Warner Brothers that has given that Just Jared that information, and it's Warner Brothers trying to see, okay, well, if we drop her, how's people going to act? So, you know,
it could be one of them. Like,
until we get some definite confirmation, it's only a.
It'll be all down to see. It could be that exactly what you're saying. It could be them testing waters to see how the court of public opinion react to her being out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they might be trying to see if that interview is doing her any good or not. Well, from what I understand, Rob, they're killing her off in this movie. From what I understand, she's going to die during or after childbirth. I don't know. I've heard that.
I've heard that as well.
I hate not having. I know I'm just bouncing all over the place. I hope I ain't making anybody seasick.
No, you're fine. But imagine it could be a case because they do that. They do want to test the waters sometimes and see if how everyone will react there. So that could be the case.
Yeah, it could be. They could be finding out with this interview, because that would give them the excuse. They could use the excuse. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. I've missed all of y'all. Y'all don't know how much I've missed it. I'm having a ball doing this. But yeah, they could be seeing with this interview, okay, well, let's see how it went over, because, you know, they knew immediately after the trial that which, I mean, yeah, they should have dropped her at the very beginning, but that is, you can't change that now. They should have known after the trial. And I understand, I get that it's going to cost them a lot of, oh, I love you too, Issa, sweet. I understand that it's going to be very expensive to cut her completely out of the movie and recast her at this point. I get it. And they don't do these movies for the heck of it. But with everything that's going on with Ezra Miller and The Flash basically being, they can't release it at this point. Unless something really drastic happens, right now that movie's dead, you know? And they got to do something to make money, and they got to know they're going to lose money on Aquaman if they don't do something about her.
Yeah, and not only that, but it might be expensive for them to recast and reshoot, but it might be also a lot more expensive for them to keep her in and lose all the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they stand to make good money if they get her out of the movie, because a lot of people will see that movie that would not have seen it otherwise. But if they don't, if they do nothing and sit on their hands, I'll be outside the theater over here, which I don't even know if the stupid theater is even open anymore. I mean, we've only got one. I'm in a small town, but I'll be outside with a sign that says, "She didn't donate money to sick and dying children." I want to remind people of that. This is a woman who lied on TV, who claims she uses pledge and donate synonymously. She lied about giving money to sick and dying children. Never forget that.
That was the most disgraceful thing. That, and along with her story, the horrible stories of so many women and men. But them babies, them poorly babies in the hospital, and she's saying, "I donated it," and trying to convince the court and the jurors that she is that donate and pledged is the same thing.
Tammy!
We're all back together again.
I'm sorry, I just got home.
The three amigos.
Three frogs.
Amigos.
Hey, I got to hear your song a while ago. That was great. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. That's Keeley's work right there.
Well, y'all both did a
her lyrics
job.
Her lyrics are phenomenal. Yeah, it was easy to. It was kind of it came together pretty quickly. You know.
Yeah, it is a family reunion.
Tammy, did you know that Gary came over here for 3 months?
I miss you.
He came over there for 3 months?
Yeah.
That's why his hair's gray.
For a week. Yeah, exactly. This is what I got when I came back. This is my gift from the UK. Right there.
Well, let me ask you this. Were your kids standing outside the door? But mommy, mommy, we're hungry, mommy.
Yeah, every stinking morning. Every morning. And she would just sleep through it, and I would have to get up and go feed them.
Well, I'm surprised you came back. I figured you would stay if you ever got over there.
Well, I tried to, but it was a little more tough than we're planning it out better now this time.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
It was supposed to have been a 1 week visit, and that changed in a 1 week visit changed into 3 months, but we didn't have the right plans and everything in place for it all.
Exactly.
Well,
and then I did get sick pretty good, like twice. And
Oh,
that would
God.
make travel pretty difficult. But
honestly, I wasn't even thinking about going back. I was just like, I'm gonna make it work. So, but we got all the visa stuff squared away, what we need to do, and just have to find. Well, there's plans. There's plans.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm going back home as soon as I can.
I hear you.
Because Michelle laughed.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly. We've all missed that laugh. Come on now.
Oh man.
So I wanted you to call me. Do you still have the same number, by the way?
No.
Because I tried to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried to text you. It's like, girl, call me.
I ended up. Let's see. Taylor has my old phone, and I went for a long time without even getting a phone. I was just like, piss on it. And and I mean, I haven't even I had Instagram already on this phone. I just downloaded Twitter on it today. That's because I was sick for a long time and just wasn't doing anything. Just kind of I wasn't able to. And then I was spending some time with my granddaughter, and then the flood happened, and it was just like, oh, Jesus, really? I guess I'm just not meant to do this. And I kind of thought I never would be able to again. I mean, I was just kind of like, well, I can't even, I don't have anywhere to even set up now. I'm going to have to buy everything again. And I don't know. I have stayed silent for so long. And then after watching that interview today, I was just like, nope, I can't take it any longer. This bitch is crazy, and I've just got to say something. So,
I need to be heard. I need to be. Oh God, I can't even say heard anymore without even cringing. But yeah, no, I feel you. But it's so good to see you back. We love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
We missed you so much.
I missed all of y'all. I thought about y'all all the time. It's like I wonder what everybody's up to, and
I know. And we used to have our morning chats, didn't we? And I missed that. I know that you've been so busy, but I used to love that. It became part of my little routine.
I know. Well, I don't even get up that early anymore because there was just, there really wasn't any reason to. Because what tattoo did you get, Carrie? Did you get a Johnny tattoo or just a tattoo?
Oh shoot! Or did you get a your boy Gary tattoo? Your boy Carrie.
Rob,
I want to get Amarando. I think I want.
Amarando. It didn't show it in that interview that, well, it probably did, but I finished it a bit earlier, where she turned around and said, and these randos, one was from TMZ, one was from the trailer park, and the other one was Kate Moss. How are they randos?
And Kate Moss, yes, yeah, and for LAPD, and
they're just randos.
See. Yeah, they're just randos.
Everybody's lying.
And everyone else is employed.
You don't have to believe all women, just believe all me. I did my first TikTok video today.
Did you?
Did you really?
Yeah.
I have to look that up.
Yeah,
did you like it?
Well, I can do it for you right now. I was like, I had some shades on. Anyway, I don't need the shades. I was like, hey, Johnny, it's me, Marlon Rando. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. You have to pay me because I'm your employee and I vouched for you. I'll see you soon. I love you.
That's a good one.
Stop calling my sausage.
Did Carrie ever answer what kind of tattoo she got?
I got Phoenix. Yeah.
That's
A phoenix.
awesome. I bet that's
Ooh,
gorgeous.
nice.
Yeah. Very.
Like that.
I
I
bet
love
that is
phoenix.
awesome.
Yeah.
I've always loved Phoenix too. Those are cool.
You gotta post a picture of it, Carrie.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Put it on Twitter. She's on Twitter, Kerry, I think. Yeah, Kerry, post on Twitter so we can all have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor old Kate Moss. Yeah. Nobody remembered her. I know. I know. Kate Moss, you know, who. What was it she said at one point, or when Camille was, you know, she said something along those lines when during that second testimony when Camille was cross-examining her. She said that everybody came out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
And Camille was like,
15 minutes
Kate Moss came out of the woodworks?
Exactly. So Kate Moss had to come out of the woodworks. Really? Kate Moss? Oh, no. TJ, I have not seen that one yet. I need to go see that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
Sorry, let me just read this comment quickly. Are you having problems with your comment section? Darth is, and I can't see any comments on anyone's videos. And every time I leave a comment on different channels, it disappears. Well, we'll have to test it when we end the live stream. If if anyone wants to leave a comment just to see if it works, and it always helps the algorithm for the video as well. And we'll see
if it's doing it on Darth's channel too, it probably is something on YouTube's end.
I've not had a video out for a while, like an actual video for a few weeks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Never surprised by anything YouTube does, though. I mean, in all honesty.
Yeah, this is true. Sometimes they delete comments. I've seen.
You know.
Go ahead.
So more than one person. It probably is something going on with YouTube then. But no, what I was going to say is, you know, just a few months ago, you couldn't even put Amber's name in a video title. You know, they would not. Shit! Sorry, y'all just about saw me fall.
Oh no! I've seen that happen once.
I just about fell. Hi, baby.
Yeah. So we all seen Zod fall.
Do what?
So we all seen Zod fall one day. When he was sitting on the thing.
He was sitting there, and then all of a sudden he was gone.
Now you see me. Now
you don't.
It's magic.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, Zod's been doing great too, though. I'm sure he would love to see you as well.
Oh yeah, is that still making videos? I hadn't even had anything come up recommended by him in a long time. I might need to check see if I'm still subbed, because you know they do that all the time. I've had several channels that you know I knew I was subscribed to, and go and be like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And seen you in a while. Oh, I'm unsubscribed. Wow, I didn't do that. YouTube, gotta love it. It's better than mainstream media, though.
But yeah, no, he's still doing his thing, man. He's doing great.
Ooh, wow!
All right, then.
That is so pretty.
I like the flames. That's
awesome. I do too. Yeah. And I don't know if it's glitching on y'all's end, but I keep seeing Gary's face right in the middle of it. It's really cool.
Really?
It's glitching on my end, and like all of a sudden your face will appear right in the center of it.
So good, Kenneth.
Oh, now that.
Hello.
That is sharp.
That's
though.
lovely.
Yeah,
it looks good.
That looks real. I love the yellow in it. That is so cool.
At the bottom too.
What?
the key at the bottom as well. I think it's a key.
At first, I thought you said a bee.
No, I
That would have
stepped
been
on
funny.
that. I stepped on that one. It's gone.
My dog stepped on a bee.
It's lovely, Kevin.
I gotta have a wee.
Tammy's making me
Everyone's gonna forget about me. Oh man. And I hope that news is true. I hope that's true. That will serve her right. I mean, but yeah, like I said this morning in that video, that was why I did that video. Nobody had the balls to tell you to stop. Just stop.
Yeah,
just stop.
I heard you saying that earlier because I was listening to the. I'm sorry, love.
Oh, go ahead.
I was listening to the stream earlier. And when you were saying that, I was like, that's such a magnificent point. Like, somebody, please.
Yeah.
Is she that much of a force to be held that you can't tell her to stop something?
Well,
and if so, how many people have actually told her to please stop and she just won't?
Yeah. And that plays right into Dr. Curry's testimony.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she's contradicting herself so much with her testimony. She's gonna say, "I'll stick to it till my dying day," but all she wants to do is be left alone.
Yeah.
Really? Like you say, all I want to do is be left alone. I just want Johnny to leave me alone. But you keep bringing the stuff back up.
Exactly.
You did not have to do that interview and just keep digging that hole deeper for yourself. And I loved the way the interviewer, I don't know what her name was, but she didn't hold back.
No.
With the questions. She was asking the good questions and the hard
Savannah
questions.
Guthrie. That's her name.
Savannah Guthrie. Okay.
Yeah.
She did great. She did really good.
She
Especially
did.
when she called her out for her lies and she wasn't afraid to say that.
Yeah.
And the jury didn't believe you. And talking about the free speech things, which is like lies are not protected speech. I was like, yes, say it.
So the New York Post have put this article as well. Amber Heard trashed over career killing interview. America is glad that she lost.
And that's the thing.
I agree.
If she would have just done what she said, I want to step back, spend some time with my child. I want to be left alone. If she'd have just stepped away and left it alone for a little bit, I think she would have had a chance. It would have been a while and it would have been hard, but she could have had a chance. But instead, she saw Ben Chew and Camille, and I think she is very jealous of Camille. Camille is intelligent. She's attractive. She's articulate. She's everything that Amber is not. And when she saw them do that interview, she knew that Elaine couldn't go back out there. Elaine was already a disaster. And so she had to.
Oh my God.
And that plays into what Dr. Curry said.
She can get in trouble too, especially for, discrediting the judge and the jury.
Yeah.
And,
I've heard several of the law tubers say that.
Go on.
Oh, I've heard several of the law tubers say that basically some complaints by other lawyers that it was a violation of ethics, what she did, by like what you said, disparaging the judge, the jury, and everything, that could get her in a lot of trouble. And
absolutely. I mean, she can get a defamation suit on herself by doing that,
It's just insane.
And then Amber's just doubling down. She can get, oh God, there's other lawsuits that can come about that.
Oh,
just from what she's doing. Because she was already found guilty. It was judged. It was That was the litigation. That was the judgment from the jury, said and done. And then yet she's still doubling down on her story.
Yeah.
In the media, mainstream media.
And she didn't come out and say it like Elaine did, but in her interview, she basically said, you know, when she was asked about social media and stuff, and she does the how could they not? Yeah, she basically was saying, without coming out and just bluntly saying, that they were affected by social media. So she's saying that the jury broke their oath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out of order.
Yeah, and Black Belt Barrister, y'all really ought to check him out. He is awesome. I love him. But he did a video about that today. And he was talking about, he has an interesting take on, okay, you know, it was her team that requested the names of the jurors be sealed for 1 year. Okay. If the jurors felt they were defamed, a defamation, in the things that her and Elaine have been saying in the media, well, they could come with a case of defamation against her, but they'd have to prove that they were defamed. Well, with their names being sealed, they can't prove that they themselves were defamed, and the statute of limitations on them being able to file a suit is 1 year, which is exactly how long they wanted their names to be sealed. So, in other words, they can go out and blame the jury for everything, but they can't do anything about it right now. So I thought that was a real interesting take on why they possibly wanted the jurors' names sealed. And that makes sense. And I could see Rottenborn being slick enough to realize that. Not Elaine. No, not Elaine. But Rottenborn, yeah.
He's a smart cookie, he is. That's why we haven't heard anything from him.
I agree.
Excuse me.
Elaine that has come out. Freaking Scamber and E-Pain.
Crazy cat lady.
I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe the scammer's got something on her and she's just trying to scare her into doing PR for her.
Well, I just wonder, because she was with her. She didn't represent her in the UK, but there are pictures of her standing beside Amber in the UK when she did her little speech after it was over with. So she's been with her for at least since the UK. I wonder if she has just came to a point that she believes her. I wonder if maybe it's that, you know, like how they talk about when you're a hostage. I don't forget what they call it, but you know, you can fall for your the person who's took you hostage, you know, and start believing what they believe because, you know, some kind of syndrome. I wonder if that's Elaine.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, the evidence is it's so clear. You know?
Yeah.
How can you not? I mean, people that didn't know anything about this case, even from the UK times, from just jumping into it now, watching this case and all the evidence set forth, everybody is just like, yeah, she's lying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like what I said earlier. You know, Johnny could have come in and said, I rest, and just let her present her evidence, and her testimony alone would have sunk her. And then the pictures.
That was painful.
Yeah, she has a good pair with her. Yeah, I mean, and what amazes me is mainstream media, you know, the ones that stuck with her, the ones that's, you know, oh, it's a setback for all women everywhere. No. Little Miss Rando. I'm a Rando and proud. But you know, those that have stuck with her, that's why they're so upset, because just imagine if this case had not been televised, we would have gotten, oh, Amber, she was so brave on the stand, as she had been right through, I mean, it just would have been awful. And they would have been able to spin their narrative.
It would have all been fabricated, like it was in the UK, and we would have been fed a narrative. Thank gosh that we've been able to have it televised and was able to see it and make our minds up. Like pretty much, like those of us who have been following it beforehand already had made our minds up because we'd already had the pictures debunked. We've already listened to the audios.
I noticed yesterday when they played the clip from the interview, or no, I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm totally wrong. Have you seen the Australia 60 Minutes about this?
Oh my God, yes.
Well, I've seen bits of it,
I saw the first few minutes and I turned it off because I knew I was going to end up, smoke just billowing from my head. I'd get so pissed off. But one of the things I noticed when they were showing the pictures, it looked like a black cloth with the pictures laid out across it. And one of the pictures, two of the pictures that they actually show, and they're referring to a specific incident, but it's a picture of the supposed hair. And it's a picture. Yeah, they were talking about Australia because that's what they talked about first. And that's about as far as I got. And then there's also a picture from the penthouse, the one that she couldn't, that she testified to. Yeah, that's in those pictures. And I was like, this isn't going to go good. I can't watch this. And so I turned it off. But I mean, that's the kind of narrative we would have been fed, though. That's exactly what they would have told us.
That's a great point, too, because they put all those pictures together. And they were talking about one incident, making it sound like or look like that all those pictures were from that one incident. No, guys. Get your facts straight before you put it on air.
Well, and that's the thing. They don't want to get their facts straight. They want to press. The thing is the Me Too movement made a lot of people a lot of money. That's just like the reason the ACLU, they didn't do this because they are the American Civil Liberties Union and was trying to help a woman get justice. They did this because they wanted to make Johnny the face of DV, and they wanted to get a bill passed that they on the back end would have got hundreds of millions of dollars on. And that's the reason the media wants to keep that narrative going, because they were making money. You just look, they want to call out YouTubers making money. Just take the article one of the articles that Keeley pulled up a while ago. You Google any news magazine, anything news that has any kind of articles online, and just look at how many ads on one page of an article. That's just their online presence, not to count their television presence. They were making a lot of money off this.
Oh yeah.
And their profits got ate into. And their narrative got blown. So,
this is not over. I was kind of wondering, what's everybody going to talk about after this trial is over and stuff like that? Well, she's basically just continuing on the course of things. So we're going to have a bunch of stuff to talk about yet.
Yeah. But it's kind of scary if you think about it. This woman is crazy. And I don't mean that. I'm not saying that just to say, I'm not saying it as a derogatory term. I am saying she's certifiably, there's mentally things that are wrong with her. And
apparently that Dr. What's her name was right.
Dr. Curry.
Curry, yeah.
Or Dr. Mommy, as some of them on Ricardo's chat calls her. Or Dr. Muffins, I've heard that one too.
Dr. Muffin.
But, if she's capable of doing the things that she has done over the past 6 years, what is she not capable of? That's what I hope that there, which I know Johnny, nobody else but Johnny Depp could say to her, "You will never see my eyes again." I broke down in tears when I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's in Kaylee's song, too.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah. Right there, lost it. The attorney explained it. Yeah. Exactly.
She was punished by the jurors $5 million for defaming Johnny Depp, yet she carries on.
Yeah. And exactly like Laura says here, I can sleep anywhere. That doesn't mean I'm passed out. Exactly.
Exactly.
My husband, he will fall asleep in his chair, in his recliner, watching TV. But he's
just
not
tired.
Yeah. He's an older man. You know, I'm in the age range of Johnny. I'm a little bit younger than him, but I am in his age range. And trust me, as you get older, it becomes easier to fall asleep. It just happens. I can be sitting here in my bed, propped up like I am right now at night, watching TV, and I'll feel my head just kind of start falling over, and it's like, oh shit, I about fell, you know.
Well, absolutely. Ask Keeley how many times I've fallen asleep whilst we're on the phone together or on the private stream.
I know.
Countless. You know, she's done it to me too.
I think I've been on a phone call with y'all where you fell asleep.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. It's because I've had a long day. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah. And Katina, I agree
Unless you
with
mean me, because I think I remember when I fell asleep on the phone to you, Tammy.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that means nothing. And, you know, like going to what she's saying right here, what Katina's saying, that she thinks she purposely gave him stuff to take and drink. Well, if she's giving him Xanaxes, and we've heard her on, I don't know which audio it is, but there is an audio out there where she says, take another Xanax.
Rob. Yeah, but no, you're absolutely right. Because you heard it in the audio. I fall asleep real well. Yeah, because Keeley's voice puts me to sleep. She's so smooth and soothing. I just want to go night. But yeah, you're right though. He said in the audio you can hear him say like, "What are you doing with that?" She said, "I'm giving you another one." Or she said, "I'm giving you a Xanax," because I think the other one might have worn off. So
and that would explain. Yeah.
I think the other one wore off. Really? So you're just gonna give them to him back to back like that, huh?
But yet she withheld medicine from him when he was going through withdrawals.
I know
that's horrible.
That is horrible. And I believe that audio they played in court where you can hear him moaning. I believe that is, Xanax and wine, amnesia. Yeah. You know, Johnny owned up to everything. Every time they called out something awful to him, that was me. You know, he owned up to it. And he didn't own up to that audio. He says that, you know, that was him, but he doesn't believe it was on the plane.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What did you? So I think that might have been when he was in withdrawals.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like withdrawal.
Laura, it's not what she made him; it's what she gave him.
No, she just gave me. She gave me a razor so I could shave the dirt off my lip.
I told you. I said what she gave him.
You did, babe.
Dirty minds.
See, this is why we miss you so much, Tam.
Oh, I hadn't had anybody to pick on or.
I know.
Or make blush.
I bet your husband's like, finally, she gets to pick on somebody else.
Yeah, you probably is.
Leave me alone.
Y'all are gonna be so proud of me. Guess what I've done?
What?
You know, here in America, we're starting to have shortages of everything.
Yeah.
I planted a garden. I have food growing I have potatoes. I have corn. I have beans, squash, onions.
What do the leaves look like? Are they kind
Oh,
of
they're beautiful. No, I'm in Alabama. You know we ain't got those kind yet. I can't plant them yet. I'm gonna tell you, if
Not
we
yet.
could, they'd
Oh,
be
you
the
know it.
tallest, bushiest plants of them all.
Oh yeah, you can smell them from miles away.
That's it. That's it. My neighbor over here would probably be having to
Oh,
run
it
him
smells so
off.
good. I know, right? You'd have to put barbed wire around your fence.
Oh God, yeah. Where I live. It would not be a good idea to be growing it in my yard. I'll just tell you. We'd be having them coming from miles around. You just see people walking down the street. There it is.
You know it. Let's go.
I know it's leading them the way.
Just
But
follow
yeah,
my nose.
I've
It
been
always
planning.
knows. Shit.
My husband probably doesn't want me telling this, but I'm going to anyway because it's something from the past. Well, yes, there will be. But back in the day when we were younger, he grew some of the best I've ever smoked. He had a green thumb. So if it ever becomes legalized here, we're going into business.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. Hey, now that they're taxing it, you can sell it.
Well, you know, it's still in Alabama. It is on. They're just now. They've just recently, in the past few years, legalized the just the pills. You know, the cannabis pills. So it's so nice to see all y'all too. But yeah, I mean, it's not. We'll be one of the last states probably, especially with. I mean, like when they tried to legalize gambling here, when it came up for vote, I remember, you know, there were whole newspaper articles and just radio ads and stuff of, like, we have a local beach like deal, you know, that you can go swimming and boat from. The summertime is where they do the 4th of July festivals and everything. I remember them saying, there'll be casinos all down through there. You won't be able to go take your kids swimming anymore. There'll be casinos everywhere. And it's like, why? Why would there be casinos everywhere? There's not that many people here. But people were afraid. And so it got voted down. So we all drive to Tennessee to buy our lottery tickets.
Oh, geez.
Well, I mean, I'm 30 minutes at the most from the Tennessee border. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and when they get up high on them lotteries, we all go and get us a few lottery tickets. I never win, dadgummit.
I know. I just got one the other day trying to get back to the UK, and it didn't win. I usually get the scratch offs because, you know, Keeley got me, like, she got me hooked on them because they're fun.
Oh, I love scratch offs.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did, Keeley. I've been on the phone with you. I know better.
I like him, but
right
I
here.
make him buy him.
This is a winner right here. This is a 10.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I think the most I ever won on at one time was like $350 on scratch offs. That was pretty awesome.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I spent like $20 and won $350. That was the best I ever did. And ever since then, I might win, you know, $1, $2, $5, something like that, but not much. About time for another trip to the state line. Y'all, I'm old enough to remember when you drove to the state line to go get alcohol.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Jeez. I hated. The only thing I hated about living in Atlanta is you couldn't get any alcohol on Sundays. I was like, really? That's game day.
We used to have to do that.
So you got to pack up on Saturday just to be able to enjoy game day on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, she's right. That was, I couldn't remember. I knew there was some kind of text. Yeah. and they were creepy. And didn't it? I know a lot of people noticed after it was over and everything, and I don't think Johnny's team caught it, but it was in a group text, and I think people noticed that was an incoming text. So that means that Johnny did not write it, and he said it didn't sound like him, and he refused to admit that he wrote that text. And I remember. I know what you're talking about. That's when Johnny went on the stand the second time.
Yeah. I mean, because think about it, we would all know how we send text messages.
Yeah.
And we would know that if it didn't sound like something we would write. Like,
exactly. And it didn't sound like Johnny. From what they had already played out in court, it didn't sound anything like any of the text he had admitted to. So,
and she's the type of person that will try to mimic him in all kinds of different ways. The way he talks, even his handwriting, she would try to copy. You saw it in the little love notebook, whatever they had together, the journal.
Yes.
And then you saw her true handwriting in there as well, as far as like the all caps. The all caps.
And claimed she didn't know who Carly Simon was.
Yeah. Okay. But you guys like the same music.
Yeah, well, she claimed, I know they asked her about playing guitar, and she said that she was unteachable. Well, that shows in her acting. And that, she'd never played guitar in her life. And then that evening, people had found video of her sitting on stage playing guitar. And it's like, why would you lie about so? I mean, I know you don't want to admit that you wrote that. But to sit there and ask you, and you deny such simple things that can so easily be found out.
Oh my God.
It just shows how sick she is, and that's what's creepy.
I've never played guitar in my life. I mean, I'm unteachable. What are you talking about? Everyone's lying. You're lying.
Don't forget, and my dog stepped on a bee.
Oh, this so random. She's a rando.
I know.
Like, what the hell is that?
Oh, yes, KK. She is very childish. What? Say that again?
I was just saying, what the hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
that song you're talking about right there, where Marilyn Manson redid the cover of You're So Vain. I think Johnny worked with him on that, and it was out around the time that was actually written in Australia.
That's so funny.
And, she signed it. I never noticed this until the trial, and somebody pointed it out. I had never noticed this, where she said Carly Simon said it better. She actually wrote Carly Simon mom, and there's stuff out there about that. She really gave him hell about his relationship with his mom.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's horrible.
Yeah,
it's not nice.
She's horrible.
She is an evil human being. I mean, I understand she got backed into a corner, but at some point, as truly feeling, I don't know how to put it, as human beings, when we've done something wrong, at some point you have to admit it when it's called out to you. Her life is not on the line as far as she was not facing the death penalty. So it's not like it was that kind of situation. And even then you should, but I can see where somebody might not would admit. But this could have never had to happen, as you said. It didn't have to be this way. And there were so many times that she could have said, hey, you know what? Yeah, I was mad. I was hurt. I couldn't forgive him for leaving me. And I wanted to make him hurt the way I was hurting. She could have said that and people would have forgave her.
It's possible. But even still, just to save face, like at this point today, the damage is already done. So the best thing that she can do is, like you said, just go home, lay low, raise your daughter. You have a new daughter now. Be a mom.
Yeah.
Just go do that. Just like what Keeley's doing right now with those scratchy boys. You know?
Well,
that's what she needs to do. Just stay out of it.
Walk away.
Exactly. Johnny's not out there doing interviews right now. He's just out there playing music, doing his gigs.
Yeah,
living his
what
life.
makes him happy.
Trying to take his mind off it.
Exactly. Scratchy boy. I miss you, boy.
Yeah, you're right, Katina. You know, she even, like you said, even if she admitted that she lied, even if she never admits that, you know, hey, I am one lying bitch that lied my turd ass off. If she just walked away and just let it alone and let people have time to move on to something else, have time to, you know, something else to become important or to forget, she would have stood a chance at having a career or even just a normal life. But she can't do it.
Exactly.
And, you know, and I hate to keep saying this, but it goes back to what Dr. Curry said. He has to have the last word. Well, Ben and Camille are not going to do another press tour. They're done. She knows Johnny's not going to. So this was her opportunity to have the last word. And it's just, it's so sick. It's just.
It is.
Sorry, yeah. I feel sorry for that child.
Honestly, I do too. I hope that poor baby is taken care of.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if she gave her back to the surrogate mother.
Yeah, and I just wonder. I hate to even think this about anybody, even her. But I just wonder if now that child's going to be of no use to her, if at some point she won't give her back to the surrogate or put her up for adoption or something. Or if nothing else, send her off to private school or something.
I hope to God that little girl has a good life, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She hopefully she'll treat her better than she treated her mother and her sister and her husband and her ex-wife.
That's the
and
thing.
From picture evidence, possibly even Elon Musk.
Yeah.
With his big black eyes.
I know. Well, I even saw somebody dug up a picture of that Cara Delevingne with a black eyes. Hi, Tiffany.
Really?
Yeah. And it was around the time that they supposedly had kind of like what we've got going on right here, right now.
So tell everyone our secrets, Tommy.
But yeah, I've seen that recently, and it does look like she's got a black eye. So I don't know. You know, and that's the thing. Everybody that she gets close to or has a relationship with, I guess, you see them with actual physical injuries, and it scares me for that baby.
Even her little sister. I know. Exactly. That's what
scares me.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
You don't,
Or if nothing else, a nanny, or, you know, in all honesty, it would probably be best if that child was sent to a boarding school or something.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Scratch just like slapped Keeley in the face with his tail and like, let me out.
I thought you were laughing because she was playing with her pussy.
I was giving it a good stroke.
I saw that eyebrow, love. I saw that.
I like
You know, that's how you know you got her busted when she says. Play my pussy again. Well, I am back across the pond, so
She's stroking
you do
it.
you, boo.
Stroke.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Yeah, mine's
Just
more
don't
like
slap Gary in the face with it, Keeley.
I'd scratch him if I do that.
No,
If you scratch him, and if you do and it scratches him, we're going to have a talk.
All right.
Chat's become dead quiet. Like, we don't have to say in this conversation.
Give me
Now that
cat
we're
scratch
back in
fever.
girl talk.
Da-da-da. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Ted Nugent.
Gary needs to say.
Yeah, see, Keely knows me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you guys do your girl talk, and I'm gonna go grab me a fag.
I have no shame. I'll do it live on
Oh,
that, and I don't have an avatar anymore. I don't think so. I'm not even gonna try. I did good to get in here, so
I gotta go outside. I can't carry my computer with me. Sorry.
no.
You guys have fun.
Okay.
Go and enjoy it. You two love me trying to make me go red.
That's why you're off screen. That, and you're probably having a fag right now yourself.
I'm making one. I'm making a sick.
Yeah,
oh yeah, you roll yours.
A little roly.
Roly poly. You like Johnny.
I know, right?
And y'all, I still, if I ever met him, I think probably one of the first things I would say to him is, "Can I smoke one of your cigarettes?"
I
would too.
I got Gary on it as well. Last time I seen it, like a packet of his tobacco before they all went like that grey colour. He smokes one called Amber Leaf, which is a UK brand. It's a UK tobacco.
Yeah.
But this is what
I think I have to change.
And he's in it.
Wow.
Johnny Depp was in my city the other week.
Yeah. Did you try to go see him, or was it just impossible?
I couldn't, because it's like literally the week before I got paid. But if it was the week that I got paid, I would have literally paid for the VIP one.
Yeah.
To be able to greet him backstage. I would have loved to have gone to that.
Oh, God, that would be so awesome. I would love to see him now. As much as I would have loved to met him at any point in time, I think now would be the most satisfying, because he's got, I mean, you know, you heard them talking about in the interview that, you know, he looked like the weight of the world has been taken off his shoulders. And when a person is able to get all that stress off of them, it changes them. You know, it brings something back, and it just would be so special to meet him now. That would be so cool. That would be awesome.
And he has literally got his reputation back. Apart from the MSM trying to blacken his name, wherever he goes, there is always people wanting to be able to get his signature, be able to get him a minute of his time, a second of his time. And it's beautiful to see. And it's like someone asked him, how do you feel about winning your case? And he said, I'm still in shock.
Mm-hmm. And you know, you think about, out of everybody that's been canceled, I can only think of a few that have ever been able to get their reputation back. One of them being Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
and I hear that he was one of the first people to call him. And you know, Robert Downey Jr. was really he lost his reputation really before the internet was an everyday thing for everybody. And it took him a long time, and I know it was for a completely different thing, but it took him a long time to build his career back. And, you know, he did some of his best work after. And
Iron Man for one.
yeah, and, you know,
Iron Man is legendary for Iron Man.
yeah, and, you know, whoever, which I imagine he's going to be focusing on his production company, but whoever gets him right now to do that first movie, Fanta,
hey Fanta,
they are going to make a freaking killing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that one where he's going to be, is it Louis the 15th?
Yeah, that's a French movie, isn't it? Isn't he going to be speaking French in that movie?
I don't know if it's going to be actually talking French or not. I'm not sure.
I heard something about that he would be speaking French in that movie. And oh my goodness. I mean, Johnny Depp talking French. Y'all have to kill me off the floor.
Yeah.
Man,
it would be so easy. Obviously, he lived in France for many years, and his ex-partner, Vanessa, is French, and French is probably his basic second language.
Yeah. Oh. And you know, that one movie he did, which it wasn't in French, but he played, what was that movie? Oh, crap. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
He played an actual character from, I believe, English history, wasn't it? The sugar. Ron, help me. The one where he he puts on the play in front of the king, and it's got all these big dildos and stuff in it.
I don't.
What is that movie called? Oh God, it's gonna drive me crazy. Somebody tell me what it is. Let's see. I'll find it. I'll just have to say the name of it and I'll know. Let's see. Johnny Depp movies. I'm old and slow, y'all.
I'm slow anyway.
I'll know it when I see it. Let's see if it'll pull up on the stupid. There we go. God, he's done so many movies.
Yeah, one of the few things I can say French is that I don't speak French. Very useful.
The Libertine.
Oh yeah,
Libertine. Yeah, The Libertine. That was such a good movie. Yes, fantastic. I knew Fanta wouldn't know it, but yeah, The Libertine. And Tiffany, yeah, that was. But could you imagine him now? Now, he's playing Louis the 15th or 14th?
Let me just check here. Louis the 15th.
Make a good Louis the 14th. He would make a good Louis anything. Yeah, that will be a really good movie. I hope it'll get released over here. You know, it may be. I don't know how that works. But yeah, whoever hires him, whoever gets him right now, is going to make bank. You just write a blank check. You're going to make bank. And like, I don't know who it was that had the comment about that he had the true hero's rise. That is so true. You know, his saga, you know, has went from being, check out Libertine. It's a really good movie. Yes, it's a real good movie. Okay. Joseph Morris, which, we've seen the article, Kay, in Daily Mail. Is that right, Keeley?
Yeah. Let me just check that, just Jared.
Yeah, see if they've updated. And I want to let everybody know, I've heard a lot of things about Joseph Morris. You have to be careful with him. He's been known to fabricate evidence. But now we have seen the article, and she's looking it up right now. The Daily Mail has put out an article about that they have dropped her, but they said that WB has not made a statement yet. Is that what they said earlier, Keeley?
Yeah, it still says the same here. It says, sources close to the Aquaman production have shot us an update saying Amber has not been completely cut from the film. She still has a small role. Our other sources still say Amber will be recast, but we'll update our readers as more information rolls in.
So it's not a definite yet. And I guess until WB makes a statement, we're not going to know definitely. But that is the rumor. And we got to stress that right now it's not a definite. And it may be, when the trial was first over, everybody was saying, well, she's been dropped down to 10 minutes. That maybe we just don't know until WB confirms anything. So, hopefully it is true. And I really believe that all the information that came out about these screenings the other day, I think WB is trying to figure out what they're going to be able to do. And like I said, with Ezra Miller, they've got to counteract the damage he's done. And
good luck.
And Fantastic Beast, it's lost. I think it's lost keep your fingers crossed, everybody. I think it's lost like $350 million. It's not made back what production cost was for it. And y'all remember, Johnny still got paid for that movie. He has a pay and play contract. Yeah.
And that's a play Mads Mikkelsen, whatever it's pronounced as well.
But Fantastic Beasts was a flop. People stuck to it. They were like, no, we're not going to see this movie. And
I've still not watched it.
Yeah, I won't watch it. And I've seen everything Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. But with all this crap going on with Ezra Miller, and I mean, he is a ticking time bomb. He is a whole bag full of crazy. Him and Amber, could you imagine the two of them in a room together? Good Lord.
What was he saying in that audio from the police? I'm non-binary, something, don't touch me, or something like that.
I'm transgender, non-binary. I don't want to be searched by a man. You touch my penis. Don't touch my penis. I don't want to be searched by a man.
I'd have been like, that's your penis? I thought it was like a chapstick or something.
And then what was it? Those are Nerf bullets. Don't take my Nerf bullets.
The Nerf bullets.
But that's just one incident. He also earlier that night, the people that were letting him stay with him, he barged into their room, stole the man's wallet, and told him he could kill his wife or would kill his wife. And then there's the time he choked the woman on film.
And threw it to the ground.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, man.
That makes sense. Yeah. I think they're trying to figure out probably the best, least costly way of doing it.
Timmy said nerd bullets.
Well, but he's the star of their I think, isn't that the next DC movie that's supposed to come out after Aquaman 2?
Yeah, Flash.
Yeah, it is gonna. Yeah, and I mean, as it stands right now, they can't release that movie. They just can't. He's being accused of grooming a minor. And unless which I know there's a lot to that story. I don't pretend to know all the facts. There's a lot to it, a lot of moving parts. But unless there's some major damage control done, as it stands, they can't release the Flash. And imagine how much that costs to make.
I want to hang out with him, have a beer with him, just so I can be like, what did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Well, he wouldn't fight you. He apparently only fights women.
Oh, that's all right.
He don't want to fight me. I might be old, but I'd whoop his little bony ass.
I would pay to see that. I would sit back and laugh and be like, get it, Tammy. Get it.
Be like, bitch, who the do you think you are?
Bitch, be gone.
That's it, bitch, be gone. Excuse me. And he's what, maybe 90 pounds soaking wet? Yeah, shit, I'd break him like a toothpick.
With boots on.
Yeah. I don't think bleach could clean up the mess he's made right now.
No, yeah.
I mean,
no. You need some acid.
Yeah.
Something acid.
But yeah, I think they are just trying to figure out what they're going to do. If you think about it, which it's Warner Brothers, considering they knew a long time ago that Johnny was innocent and she was the crazy one. Mm-hmm. And they decided to fire Johnny over accusations. Keep Ezra Miller with there being actual video of him choking a fan. And then, keep her with all this. Sorry, I just don't feel sorry for you. You know, kind of like her.
They've made some pretty stupid moves.
You reap what you sow.
Indeed, man.
My mama told me that a long time ago.
And speaking of feeling sorry for someone, like I kind of did at first for Elaine, but when she did that interview, I was like, "Oh, you just lost me."
Lost me. That's where I'll thank you.
She wants her 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. I was in the same boat, Gary. I was kind of like, it's her client. She's doing the best she can with her client. And, it came out that she doesn't do a lot of trials, that she's known for getting people to settle. So I was like, well, this is not something she's used to. And I can't imagine having Amber for a client. So I felt, I was like, I'm going to give her a break. And then the next morning, there she was. And I was like, okay. Nope. You're back to being crazy cat lady.
Oh, my God. When she was at the podium and was like, I'm doing the best I can, I was like, oh, bless your heart.
I loved it, though, when Morgan Tremaine got her. I could say the same for you.
Exactly.
That was just
taking Amber as a client.
So smooth. I mean, if I met Morgan Tremaine, I'd buy the man a drink. That was the smoothest burn that I've seen in a long time.
Cleanest little jab that you never saw coming. Boop.
Even she even, if you remember, she even smiled. She got tickled about it.
Okay, guys, we're getting up to 3 hours now, so I'm gonna call it for the stream tonight. It was all supposed to be live for an hour, but it's all good because I love having you on, Tammy.
Oh, that's what happens when you
bring
Tammy in the mix.
Yeah,
we get right together
crazy. Well, it is me.
Love it.
What have you got coming up on your channel, Tammy? So what have you got coming up on your channel?
I don't know. I mean, like Gary said, Amber has made sure that there is going to be plenty for us to all do. I had actually thought about starting to go into the Marilyn Manson case because have y'all seen his defamation suit he's filed against Evan Rachel Wood and Elma Gore?
Not yet.
Wow.
Check that out.
If that shit is real, if he can prove in court, my God.
Well, give us
I think they might talk Amber on the crazy list. Okay, well, little preview, which, I know Colonel Kurtz has covered this really well, but, I have my own flair of covering things too. We all do. But one of the things that I did see that sticks out to me is the FBI letter that was sent around to the possible people that might want to file a claim against him for sexual aggravation, I guess is the nicest way to put it. And it was signed by an actual FBI agent. But it names a division, and I forget what division they called it. Whatever division it names in the letter, it's not a real division within the FBI. The agent who had actually signed that letter, I guess they must have gotten her letterhead somehow, where she already had a stamped signature, because the agent's like, no, I didn't write this. That's not from me, and that division doesn't exist in the FBI. Mm-hmm. Well, Evan Rachel Wood was getting a divorce, or was in a child custody battle with her ex-husband. They have a child together, and she was trying to move her kid to Tennessee. So she'd have been my neighbor. Oh, good Lord. But she used that letter in her case with her ex-husband to say, this is why I need to move my son. We're in danger.
Oh, boy.
That's just one of the things. If Marilyn Manson can prove all of the things that he is saying in this defamation case, her and that Elma Gore, the best thing Evan Rachel Wood could do would be to just throw it all off on the other chick. That would be her. I just wonder if that, impersonating FBI, that you're getting into federal crimes there.
Oh yeah.
You're looking at some real time. And the best thing Evan Rachel Wood could do would be like, yeah, this bitch crazy. I thought she was telling the truth. She's crazy. I don't know. So I think it would be real interesting to get into. So maybe once all this dies down, depending on Amber, we'll see how long all this goes on with Johnny. But yeah, for right now, I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do videos every day because, I am on bare minimum of equipment. I've got to get some new equipment, get some things back together. So I'm going to be as I can do them. I am going to be watching the fallout from Amber's interview, and that'll probably be the next.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
it gets dropped fully on Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Tammy, we're definitely looking forward to that from you and seeing more videos from you, because you always do it so well. And Keeley actually sent me the link to your video from today, and I was like, oh, really? And I clicked on it immediately while I was at work, and I was just listening to it while I was working, and I was like, yes, she's back.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Well, thank
you for coming on tonight. And hopefully now and again we can do our random talk streams that we used to do to see how everything gets going. Gary, I know you don't really do anything on your channel, but just for politeness.
Well, let's see. On my channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring my love, Kaylee, and not make any videos and just have movie nights with her whenever I can, as long as I can stay awake.
They'll be taking pictures of him, Keeley.
I do have a picture of Gary asleep, but it's just fake.
You better watch it, Gary.
She does, but you know what's so nasty, man, is I had earwax in my ear. Like, ew.
I didn't know.
I was like, damn it, give me a Q-tip. I saw some earwax.
That's a cotton bud for the British
I was
people.
like,
You know what my daughter calls them, Keeley? She calls them ear toothpicks.
Ear toothpicks.
She just yelled, "Why are you talking about me?"
Why are you talking about me?
Do you have any of those? I need some.
Oh, we missed you
I'm
too.
on a live stream, Tyler.
Okay, can you get some Reggie fix next time at the store, though?
Yes.
Hey,
See?
well, let her know that we have missed her too. Seriously.
No, she's gone now. I ain't calling her back.
Guys, I will hopefully get doing my card streams again. I've had a big break from it, and it's not because I've not wanted to stream, it's because my kids have been off school for like literally nearly a month, taking turns with chicken pox, and now they're taking turns with a stomach bug.
What do they call
them? So
chicken, what do they call them though?
Chicken dots. Maybe it's called it chicken dots.
So cute.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you've not subscribed to Tammy, please go and subscribe. Her channel's in the description. If you're not subscribed to Gary, go and subscribe to him. His channel's in the description. And if you're not subscribed here, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you all for the next one. I love you all.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.